We start this evening, as always, with a shout out to our sponsors. JMW Heating and Plumbing Limited, domestic and commercial, gas, heating, plumbing and building maintenance, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, emergency call out, covering the whole of South Wales and South West England. You can contact them on email, info@jmwheating.co.uk, and on the phone 0330 100 5286. There's 10% discounts for NHS and military veterans, 5% discounts for Swansea City season ticket holders, and Ambition is Critical podcast listeners. You get a free quotation and a safe contractor member and backseat accredited installer. As always, sponsored proudly by Boss Brewery. Coming up this weekend is Father's Day. They have a few tables left on a 4 o'clock booking. So if you want to get down there, I'm down there, Paddy's down there. We are getting spoiled rotten Father's Day. You can contact them through their social media on Facebook, or give their page a like. Or hit them up on Twitter and on Instagram. They've got a big event coming up on July the 12th. It's the live Q&A with Swansea City legend Lee Trundle, emceed by none other than Ambition is Critical maniac Patrick Cullen. Set to be a great night, so get down there and spend the evening with a couple of legends. And it's a proper small little intimate venue. You won't get many opportunities like this to sit down with Trundle and your Paddy in full flow. Ask AIC Live is coming up in, a couple of weeks now. So it's all coming down. 6 p.m. the doors open. 7:30 the podcast start. You know the drill. I said last week, turn up on the door, give your name, they let you in. Get there as early as you possibly can, because it's small. There's not a bad seat in the house, but depending on how close you want to get to the bar, how close you want to get to the facilities, I suggest getting down there early. We'll all have a drink together. We'll all have a laugh beforehand, and afterwards it's set to be a great night. This is episode 76 of the Ambition is Critical podcast, with a young man, probably the youngest person we've had on the podcast yet, from Swansea, MMA prospect, Roan Crocker. This episode 76 coming up right now.
Ambition is critical.
Westy broke the other chair last week. Paddy's booby trapping all these fucking chairs. That's a
Notice mine haven't broke, like.
No, I know.
Mine's made of titanium steel and
You've got the fucking reinforced one.
Like you managed?
You get injured, don't you?
Don't say that, for
Don't
fuck's
say
sake.
that, for fuck's sake. Jeez Christ. I'm glad there's an athlete in the house, because we don't feel like we need to go on a piss.
No, fuck mate, I bought 3 bottles of water. There's no fucking Budweiser, no fucking craft ale. We had a bit of a raucous one last week,
Yeah, it was a bit. We got a bit carried away.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you, Ron.
Nice to meet you.
Youngest person we've had?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, mate.
19.
900%. Scott Coughlin, old Scott Coughlin.
He's
Yeah,
above me in school.
He's a year older than you. You know Scott, do you?
Yeah, I used to be in school with him. So
Was he Bishop Bourne as well, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just gets
fuck.
better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Here we are.
This kid's my favourite already.
Yeah, so fucking great stuff. I said, Paddy, talking about having you on, I didn't know, so you're from over this way, are you?
my dad is, but I live with my mum, so I did live with my mum. She's over more away, so I'm more from over there.
Over there now, like, yeah. Yeah, so when you see the name Crocker, he thinks he's side, and he straight away, and I considered then, so he was just waving to, was that your brother, is it?
Yeah,
Living
so
across
man's
the road.
like, I suppose Rowan's fucking family, a bit of a fucking fighting family, like
Right.
his uncle Lee's a fucking ex-professional.
Quids
His
in
father
bouncer.
was,
Quids in
his
bouncer.
father was boxed as a kid, didn't he? You know, his father boxed all his life.
Turned professional.
Yeah, turned pro. When I used to go up to Breen's house,
Yeah.
his old man was fucking one of the constants there, you know, always
So what's your dad's name, sorry?
Neil.
Neil Crocker.
always taking people on the pads in the gym, and you know what I mean, his old man, proper fighting.
I remember
family,
Lee, because obviously Lee was working at door in Quids.
That's
He
right,
was going
yeah.
there all the time, wasn't he? Yeah, he was fucking heavy. He was
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think when we
All heavy-handed, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So it all runs in the family then, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a grappler and they're more obviously strikers.
Strikers, like, yeah.
This is what scares me about BJJ, if I'm honest, see, because let's have it right. If people read on video, so people can't see Rowan, if you see go on his photos, like, but let's have it right. He looks like a quiet, polite, in-betweener type fucking guy. who's an absolute savage.
Yeah,
and fucking...
don't get ahead of yourself. Right? Fucking choke out.
Isn't it? That's what, if people look past the years, people would look at him as an unassuming guy and not realise he's a fucking trained killer, which scares me.
Don't get me wrong, for the longest time, I was the quiet. In between, like the kid that wouldn't say anything. But once I started training, sort of brought me a bit more confident than
so probably brings you up with shells, I should imagine.
I think, well, any sort of sport, we've talked about this quite a bit in the podcast, with different people, is I'm a firm believer, Paddy, the same, that as a child you should be involved in something, whether it be football or boxing or karate or in your case, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's good for kids, just seeing kids sitting in the house fucking playing the Xbox.
Well, that's the scary thing now, isn't it? Like, you probably don't get it so much now, fucking hell, we are literally old enough to be far less scary. But like what we see now is like obviously the computers and all that shit like that, but also like the street football, which was around now, probably wouldn't remember it in our day. Like these days, when I used to play football, it's just cars parked everywhere now. You just couldn't even do it.
No.
But in our day, it was football on the street as soon as you got home from school.
My age is sort of like the last. Sort of
probably right there,
Now, like you're right. All I see is people on screens.
Yeah, of course,
babies with iPads. And
exactly.
I've just come from now. I was saying to Roan just who's coming in. I just come from football training, right, with Niall, right? My oldest boy is 11, right, going into under 12s this year. Okay. They can't get pitches to fucking train. These are teams, right? These aren't like just kicking around on the street. Nobody's kicking around on the street.
No.
But you can't get teams on football pitches anymore.
Yeah. Really?
Seriously. They train at Penland School football pitch, opposite the police station, but
yeah, of course,
Mate, the grass is up around your ankles.
Yeah.
There's fucking there's broken bottles on the middle of the pitch, cans ripped in half.
Yeah.
We've got to clear the pitch before they can train. Unless you pay in through the nose for the likes of Pendrava and Marston Comp, like Saints now, Kean, my youngest boy's team, they've been training Marston Comp the last 2 weeks. Facilities are amazing, but that money's got to come from somewhere. It's hard for kids to get out and even they talk about obesity and fucking kids stuck in playing the computers, but they don't provide facilities for kids to go out and even have a simple game of football. It should be the simplest thing in the world to play. You know what I mean?
The funding goes elsewhere as well, doesn't it?
Of course.
There should be like grassroots. It should be like I played rugby for Bonamine and stuff, and they're in they're in debt, and everyone's always worrying about the money, and like you can't put a team together because people aren't going to pay these subs. And
of course, And,
I think when I was playing for the under 15s or whatever, but there was no 16s team, so I was playing above myself.
Yeah.
And then when I got the youth, I think there isn't even a youth team now, because once my youth year went on to seniors, there is no youth team now. It's completely gone. So it looks like sports are sort of dying a death.
It's sad, isn't it?
Worrying as well.
It is worrying. Yeah.
I got a little daughter, and I think different with a boy. At least you've got things for whereas unless they hit the dancing, there's not really, in all fairness, the kid. She goes to the gym 5 times a week, which I fucking love.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm a massive fan of, she's doing it more for aesthetic thing, you know what I mean, to look better. Yep. But for me, I think to go to the gym on your own at 14 as a girl, I'm fucking good for you, fair play, you know what I mean? Big fan of that,
You gotta make sure that you're just not feeling the social sort of pressure.
Of course,
A lot of people will do it for the fun of it, and some people think they got to go because
there's
pressure on people, especially I'm not so much my age, but this sort of generation, again, that feeling of I gotta look a certain way, be a certain way.
It's the sort of social media generation.
Well, no, there's
Instagram.
there's less people looking up the Rowan. There are more people looking up to the people of Love Island. That's the worry. Actual people they should be looking up to, like yourself. You know what I mean? And fucking athletes, so people who are actually doing something. They're looking at people who just got to look half tidy drinking a bottle of water. It's fucking crazy generation.
It's scary. We would never last. You know what I mean? Especially not the shape of me and you.
Oh, we was going to Magaluf, mate. They won a 6-pack in sight. While she went to a stage where he looked half tidy, but fuck me, they won 1 6-pack. Was it fuck?
I looked like a seagull could fucking carry me. I was so fucking skinny. You look better now than you did then.
Mate, I'm wearing clothes 2 sizes too small. But I don't think it's the training. I think I played out with the diabetes.
He's on the diabetes diet.
It's about the time if I lose a foot. You know what I mean? And the only thing I'd be glad of is Rowan can't give me an ankle lock.
So, well, you were saying that, so you played rugby. What made you, how old were you when you went to BJJ?
I think it was a month before my GCSEs, so 16 or 17.
So not long, really.
No, not at all.
So you've come a hell of a long way in 3 years then.
Yeah, I've done a lot in a short
space of time. Was it something that you jumped into and you had a natural knack for it?
Well, I played rugby for like a while, and from like 9 to about 15. But my brother, I got a couple of brothers, but my brother's always had like a passion for watching MMA, and he did kickboxing. He didn't actually do MMA anyway, but he watched like MMA like sort of religiously. Like he'd go to like whenever there's rarely a UFC in the UK, but whenever there was,
He didn't go like
he'd go up to Manchester. I think was a one he went to, but so that I always knew what MMA was, and then I started sort of watching it a bit more like when I'd spend more time with him, and then funny enough I had like the UFC game on the
I had it as well on
like
the Xbox
UFC like 2009 or something like that. I set it for Christmas, so I started playing that, and that sort of led into me knowing where MMA was, and then obviously as rugby was sort of coming to an end of its day because there was only one training session a week and stuff like that. I watched the film Warrior. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
great film.
And do you know what? I only saw that recently. We talked about this on
Know the ending of it when they played the National and the band who play the song at the end when he got him in a fucking when he's choking him out and he's saying just tap and the song in it is fucking this brilliant ending to the film.
Yeah, I watched that film and I think I was year 8. I watched it, and as soon as I finished it, I knew what MMA was. I knew exactly what the sport was. I watched the film and I was like, right, I'd like this, I want to do it. So I jumped on Google, Swans MMA, and the gym's website comes up, so the Chris Rees Academy website comes up, and obviously I'm year 8, so I'm like 14 or 13 or something, and it says like kids classes are this much, but I felt like I'd been more, I'm big for my age, I didn't be training with like a kid, I wanted to just do the adults classes, even if I was 14, I'd just do the adults classes, and the adults classes were like £35 for 10, and obviously at 14 I'm not finding it.
Of course,
I wouldn't dare ask anybody to pay for my training, so I waited until like a year went past, and I knew I wanted to go, a year went past again, and I got to Christmas, and I said to my brother, because we were all over for Christmas, and I said, right, this year, New Year's resolution, I'm going up the gym, like I know where it is, I've driven past it, I know exactly where it is, and then I still waited till April to go, so I didn't.
Was you one of those where you probably like, as a kid, you'd probably be a little bit nervous, you're driving past the gym, see it where it is, drive past, I'll build myself up a little bit more.
I was so, I wouldn't really go anywhere, like I quite, like you said, nervous. Like, I wanted to go so badly, but so I'd watch it on YouTube instead.
Of course,
watch it on YouTube, and I'd be like, right, I'm going to go next week, and I just didn't go, and I just finally went, you know what, I said, Mum, can you possibly take me Wednesday? I think it was specifically, it was Wednesday, April 1st or something like that, and April Fool's Day, and she said, I can drop you to McDonald's in Cumdee, and I said, that's fine, I'll just walk the rest of the way. So I walked from McDonald's in Cumdee to Forest Park and where the gym is, and I just said, like, if you can drop me every day to McDonald's Cumdee, I said, I'll walk it doesn't bother me, like, and that's what I just did, and so every day I walked there and trained every day.
So what people listening probably won't understand, the gym we're talking about is the Chris Rees Academy.
Yeah.
And
at that time it was probably one of the only, would it have been one of the only ones in Swansea? Obviously
it's only 3 years, but it's Chris Rees Academy goes back a long time further than that. Pretty much anyone who's anyone in MMA that have come from Swansea has passed through Chris Rees Academy. John Phillips, Dino Gamatessa, James Lilly, Jordan James, obviously now the big name there is Brett Johns. Obviously Chris has coached him in the UFC, everything. Chris a black belt and a Braulio steamer. Is that right? Did I pronounce that right? Is it Braulio or
Braulio? Yeah.
Braulio. One of the, at the time, because Ashley Williams wasn't a black belt when I started following MMA and knowing about Chris Rees, because at the time my mate Dino Gamatessa was training with you know Dino? Yeah. So I think Chris was like one of the few. I think he'd been the only black belt in Wales at that time.
He was the first Welsh.
He was the first Welsh black belt, wasn't he? So to give an understanding,
he's like a master, really.
Right.
Let's fucking have it right.
You don't just, nobody just hands Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts out.
No, it's a big distinction between like someone thinking I don't like to bash other martial arts, but like a karate black belt when you're 12 years old is a bit different to a BJJ black belt after 10 years of training and sparring every single night. And the key difference is is that it's a live and like it's a fight essentially without the strikes. Like it's 100%. Like I'm trying to rip your arms off or choke you out, and you're trying to rip my arms off and choke me out. Whereas
That's every night.
And that's every night.
Yeah.
And it's whenever you start the round, 5-minute timer goes on, and we're gonna go until like someone taps. And Joe Rogan says like a tap is like you got me, it's dead, like you killed me essentially. So that's what that 10 years is what like people say is going to be a black belt. Like if you're doing karate or taekwondo for 2 years and you're 12 years old and you've got a black belt, it's not really, it's different. It's one of the hardest black belts to achieve, and blood, sweat and tears will go in together.
And it's mad when you think that I've been fan of MMA for as long as I can remember now, and like there was a long time where I was very, very nerdy on it. Like I'd go on a Chris Rees Academy website just to look at, just read shit and just look at the photos and stuff. And
Well, we've known about it, like, I'm surprised it's only been 3 years we've been doing it, because we've been talking about him for...
Yeah, we talked about ages ago.
Fuck, it feels like 2 years, maybe longer. It feels like longer.
It can't be that long, because...
It was on the Brett podcast, he mentioned...
Brett mentioned you, yeah.
But we knew about it before that, I'm sure, like 100%.
We've lost track of fucking time, because we're coming up on 2 years now, and so much have happened, so many conversations, I guess, have happened, and you lose track of who you fucking talk to.
I first, saw Rowan, because I love, like, Instagram, fucking knows how much
I'm catching up on Instagram.
So, like, I'd be on, like, Scott Pedersen's page, say, for example, and again, he'd be in the background, and he'd be like, fucking hell, and they'd always sort of tell, they'd be fucking loud as fuck, and he'd be, like, in the background, sort of, he'd say a couple of words, like, very unassuming, and I was like, who the fuck's this kid, and then they put up a couple of, I think they might have videoed, like, on the stories, put a couple of competitions, and then he sees a couple of his clips on YouTube. One, because he knows his mother, he knows his father, so his curiosity, knows his kid lives opposite me. His curiosity then, isn't it? And then when he's seeing him, he's like, fuck! Where's this fucking animal coming from? Like, and I think that's great. Like, no, without even meeting him, like we probably passed the street without even, but I know him, I know him, you don't know me. But I think that's part of Swansea as well, isn't it? There's loads of people I know just haven't got a fucking clue who I am. But this is like the fights we've seen. That's how I can't believe, to say 3 years, fuck me, it feels like we've been talking in the Budo group for 2. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
Yeah, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, they made the world a smaller place. Like, so you're more accessible to everyone now. Like, people build like yourself now. And you're obviously in the very early stages of your career, but you're building your brand now. You know what I mean? Like I've been on your YouTube and I've seen that you've got your no-gi grappling competition. That's how you build a brand, isn't it? So people can go back and they go, oh, who's this Roan Crocker? And then they go and they can watch the videos, which is exactly what fucking I've been doing. You know what I mean?
So I never really post anything anywhere. Like I'm not really I'm not like the boys, like you said, you even said it on the Brett podcast, like however long ago, but like Scott does love a video. He does.
But I think that's great.
Yeah, we gotta get Brett on fucking Instagram. Brett is fucking with it. Brett's having a fucking, he's trying to get himself on Adidas now, isn't he? The Brett Johns Rich.
I love it.
They're all like, they love a post on Instagram, but I don't really like. I don't like doing it, but I just want to keep my head down, keep my mouth shut.
I know. Yeah, but don't forget, we're not all. Everyone's got to go round about in different ways, not everyone's going to be out there. Don't forget the McGregor sort of, the McGregor blueprint can only work so many ways. Like some, you yourself probably rather fucking fists and fucking hands do the talking, isn't it? It goes different ways, isn't it?
It was mostly like, as mad as it sounds, it's like jiu-jitsu is like a legit martial art. So like I got no problem saying to anybody now that I do jiu-jitsu. But at the start, it's like, I was sort of embarrassed to say I even trained, so like
why?
I don't know, but like I was just like I didn't want to tell nobody I was training. I didn't want anybody to like think I was as if like, oh, you're gonna go and do karate or something like that. It's not karate. It's a real martial art. Like, but I wouldn't tell no one. And then I won my first comp. Like, I don't know. I can't tell you, but I competed a couple of months after I first started. And I took a bronze, but I didn't post it anyway because I was like, oh, nobody wants to see a bronze, so I didn't put it anywhere. So I waited until I got my first gold medal, and then I posted that, and then people were like commenting on it. It's funny because like the people who comment like, oh, go on, Croc, as if like I'm gonna like give it up in a year or two. And now it's like the next comp, it was another gold medal, and then they commented, oh, right, like people saying like acting Dana White, like where's he like doubting they're taking the piss out of me.
They go from one extreme to the other. Like,
that's boys.
They're doing
Boys
they're passive aggressive a little bit like,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
comments, but then like it gets a bit further, and then obviously fast forward 2 years and I've made my MMA debut, won 3 fights in a week, and everyone's just like, oh, like this is him.
He was serious.
He's legit now. So
You need to be more like me. I scored 7 goals against my boys under 11s the other week.
Right?
I was full of it on fucking Twitter,
Facebook,
Instagram.
He's acting Graham Souness, see if he can get trials and all
You should
that.
have seen the 30 yard in the stats. We'll talk about that. We don't want to hear about that again. But no, I think like I remember. Should I tell you why I went on Twitter? I've been on Twitter since like 2010, and this was when I was flat out on MMA, like, you know. And I don't know if you remember this at the time, because fucking you would have been probably you would have been really young, 10, 11 years of age, right? They started, you know, when the fighters started walking in, they started having their Twitter handle. So it would have like Quinton Rampage Janks.
That's right. They was probably the first to do that.
Right. They were.
UFC, 100%.
Right. So like, I knew of Twitter, but I was on Facebook. That was it. And it took me. I was longer than everyone getting on Facebook. So I was like, oh, you know, I'll just. I went on Twitter and I literally just followed all the MMA fighters. I followed like Rampage. I followed Dana White and Nick Diaz and fucking all the ones I liked, like. And I was following on, and I never posted anything. But that was what sort of. That's what they were pushing then. Dana White was a visionary, see, like he was very good at knowing where to market, where to get people exposure, like, and over time this led into Instagram. You look at the UFC, I know you probably follow a lot of UFC guys, I do as well. They're constantly on Instagram pushing their brand, pushing their brand. Because that's how they attract sponsors, advertisers.
That's my downfall, is that because I don't post as much as I probably should, I don't attract the sponsors I could potentially receive, because they want to see people that are going to get exposure.
Visual, I see, like, because obviously I follow Brett, and like I know Brett, I had a pint with Brett from Christmas time, but like I follow Brett is like every day.
Brett's good at that.
He posts, he knows, he's got his sus now.
Sus! I think you can walk into any Stone Island store in fucking Europe and he's being sorted out. Fucking drives me bananas.
I know, but Brett's nature obviously is slightly different to yours, like, you know, so I understand what you're saying. You're a little bit more reserved and you find it hard.
I don't forget as well, like,
you're very young,
You are young, man.
You're 19. Like he's, like, obviously, like when I started training, like Scotty had already had, like, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 fights. Aiden already had maybe, I don't know, plus 10 fights. Brett was already a pro. So I'm surrounded by all these boys that are posting, but I feel like they had a reason to post because they got like stuff behind them to say they got something to. If someone say, "Oh, why are you posting as if you're this?" Well, I am this because I've done this.
Yeah, of course.
But then if I start jumping on the bandwagon and start posting my head off, like, well, what have you done? And I say, oh well, nothing really. So I feel like I need.
No one can say that to you.
No
one can say that to you.
Like, fucking hell, even if you never went into MMA, if you went in and if you constantly meddling in fucking BJJ competitions up and down the country week in, week out, that's doing something. That's not sitting on your ass eating Cheetos, watch it, playing fucking.
We're doing a podcast, getting drunk most weeks. We got 2 fucking sponsors. Come on, surely your man, if you were athletic caliber, can do better than us. You know what I mean? But is it your goal to go all the way to black?
Yeah, but I want a gold belt first. I want a UFC belt. Like that's the end goal first. So. But
so basically, you'd still be going for your black alongside. Alongside.
We got given his belt the other day in the cage, and he just broke down and cried.
Tyron Woodley.
Fuck. When you think of how long have he been doing
there was a bit of a thing about that when I heard Rogan. I don't know if it was Rogan talking about it or someone else, but a lot of coaches have done that, haven't they? As sort of like it's like a sort of push for their gym. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. Right? So it gets them in the eye.
Like, you know. So I think it was sort of. I wouldn't say frowned upon would probably be wrong. I don't want but it wasn't like as if hang on, he's done that. You know, I think if you're a legit black belt like Chris. And you know, there's however many across the world, they've had theirs handed to them in the gym where they trained, you know, because I know a lot of times with Brody, they've got to go to London or something, and
yes, usually a
seminar, and they go to the seminars.
Do you know about it, or do you know when it's coming, or is it a total surprise to sit down in front of everyone?
Because of how big the gym's grown now, it's sort of like it used to be it could just be chucked to do it at the
Right.
end, you know, Tuesday night, and you just finish training. I'm gonna promote you, so like they just do it like that. But for like the later grades, it's sort of like, do you know, like there's this there's people that are training under Chris for like 10 years.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get a black belt, maybe 8 when they get their brown. So if they're gonna get their brown belt, it'd be stupid to just give it to them on a Tuesday night when they're training.
Of course, yeah.
You'd rather do it when all the affiliates from
Yeah.
West Wales, you know, Meath away, Bridgend, the Swansea boys, they all come to one gym,
Yeah.
and then you give it to them in front of everybody, and it's more of like a celebration.
Of course it is, yeah, I like the sound of that.
Like I said, because I understand how important the gradings are in BJJ. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
To go from, I'm sure you know the drill. What are you, purple now, is it?
Blue.
Blue,
Yeah.
right. So to go from white to like blue is a massive step for a white belt. And every grade is like, you know, I think, like you're saying, not that it's just picking karate, because I did a little bit of karate. It's not the same.
No.
You can breeze
Well,
through a
yeah,
lot of it.
when I was doing judo, we was having gradings every other month. I was fucking flying through belts like fucking Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's at fucking 12, 13 years old. This seems a way more, you know, far more, you've got to be more dedicated and
That's
like...
the one thing I did, like, at my age, I listened to a podcast with Ash Williams, my coach as well. He's a black belt now.
Yeah.
But like he started when he was maybe 14 or 15, and he said in his podcast, and I listened to it just when I first started, he said he didn't want to be like sort of held back because of his age. Like he said, like he needed to compete, he needed to win medals to show like I'm smashing this, promote me. So like I sort of took that on board myself, and I said to myself, no one's going to give me a belt just for time served.
Of course,
They're not gonna, like, they need to see that I'm winning comps. Like I can hold my own at this level. So that's what sort of gave me the push to just start competing every time I get my EMA on a Wednesday. I'd look at a comp to book so I can go and do it the week after. So every week I get the EMA and book a comp and then go and do it on the weekends.
That's a mature attitude to have, isn't it?
For that age, yeah.
Because obviously there'd be a lot of other people who think the other way.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, I'll just sit back. I'm comfortable in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm comfortable over here with all these people I know, and I'll just grapple here and just gradually.
And especially this generation where, well, this, like, you know, in this generation, everything wants everything now, and it's, you know, gratification today, you know, not tomorrow. Like, but they're looking at the big picture.
The one thing it did teach me was like, especially at such a sort of adolescent age when I'm going to start maturing, I matured sort of in the gym, and obviously the amount of times I would want a comp on the weekend, come in the gym on the Monday, and I'd saw everybody else. If some, like I'd seen in the past, people will do a comp on the weekend, they medal or they win it, they come in on the Monday and the coach will say well done. The amount of times I come in the gym, won a comp on the weekend, and no one would say nothing to me, and
Why do you think that is? Just to keep you grounded,
maybe,
or
yeah,
just
but
because
I was like, I have to win it. I have to take, because you can do like weight and absolute. So like weight is like minus a certain kilo, and then absolute is open weight.
Right.
So because I'm sort of like I'm 80 odd kilos, so I'm a biggish sort of person. So I could do well in the absolutes as well. So if I was like, right, well next time I'm gonna have to do absolute and take double gold, and then they'll say something so I can. So then I started to try and smash as many comps as possible, and then when we get to like the grade, like the big get-togethers, I'd be like, right, I've won this many gold medals in this amount of time. I've done a comp every weekend for the past month. I've medaled in them more. I said, now it must be time for my blue belt. And I'd be waiting in this seminar. And the problem is like in the seminar, it's like 3 coaches will come down. So like say you have the Cardiff coach, the West Wales coach, and then Chris, the Swansea coach. Each coach will teach a technique. So like the students from West Wales don't get a chance to usually train with the Swansea lot will get to train with the Swansea coach, and then the Swansea coach will
all learning something different all the time.
And then, but everyone knows it's like in the seminar, everyone's just waiting for the end to
get
it. I did about 4 seminars where I was like, right, I'm gonna get a blue belt today. I'm gonna get a blue belt today. I said, this is the day I've won so much in the past, and then I just get to it and no blue belt. And then so they just taught me sort of don't expect anything. And now like when I've done a bit, I've won a few comps at blue belt, like quite high sort of high profile comps. But now I'm not waiting for my purple belt. Like I don't actually care about my belt. Like I care about my belt, but like it doesn't carry that much significance anymore. Like a lot of white belts who will place so much significance on like the stripes you can get, because you get 4 stripes, and then you go on to the next belt. So like people are waiting a 4 stripe for ages and ages and ages, and they're not getting their blue belt. and I put so much emphasis on the stripes on my white belt, and now like it's on the top of my shelf, like with my medals. So like it's so mature me to just not sweat the small stuff sort of thing, and then you can transfer that into life, and like
Of course, yeah.
you're not really gonna care about blah blah. Like, you know, people on Facebook posting they making toast, like you're not gonna. You don't.
Hey, how's it going? Cheese on toast, that was it. Fuck, I know he's talking about me.
You're not gonna care then. You don't. Nothing really else matters. Like, you know, when you can go up the gym and basically practice killing each other, like things start to matter less. Like,
yeah.
Now we've had so much success in the grappling competitions. Is that what you thrive on? Is that what you look for? It's just like competition after competition after competition.
Yeah,
after competition.
I think when I first started doing comps, like I said just now, it was like more of a I'm doing this to compete, to get better and to get that blue belt. It was like I was chasing the belt, but then when I started competing towards the end of my white belt sort of things, I was like, obviously you can have like a fresh white belt and obviously a white belt which is on the edge of blue, so like they're obviously going to smash.
Big gap.
So the gap can be big, so then I'd go to comps just to try new stuff then, so I wouldn't try my A game all the time. So when I was a white belt, I'd never wrestle. So like in jiu-jitsu, obviously you can pull guard, so you can sit down and play on the bottom, which I used to do all the time because I wasn't physical enough to wrestle. Or I'd never shoot a takedown, I'd never try and get a double leg and get the 2 points. So then when I got to the end of sort of my white belt, I started to wrestle more, and I started to try and get 2 points on the double leg and start wrestling, and I made it harder for myself then. So like the way I see comps now is an opportunity to test my wrestling, because in MMA you got to wrestle, you can't pull guard in MMA, you can't be on the bottom, like it's not an option. And I did struggle to wrestle for ages, like it was really hard. Like I don't know what it was, but I'm tall, shooting on smaller people
guys,
can be really difficult, and then shooting on larger boys is also hard because they can sprawl out really hard and they're really heavy. So I'm sort of in the middle of like, I'm a guard player who is really good on bottom, but I can't do anything. I've got to learn to wrestle, and thank God now my wrestling's caught up to my guard and I can wrestle pretty good. But now in competitions, every time I go to a comp, it's like I'm not pulling guard anymore. This is an environment, this is like a high adrenaline sort of environment where I got to think really, like I've got to be on it. And I'm going to shoot my double leg, and if it goes to shit, then I'm going to learn how this person reacts to my double leg and how I can react in a competition environment, because it's no good in the gym blasting double legs and just like brushing it off. And because at the end of the day, a competition match isn't a role in the gym, and I needed to prove to myself that I would have the bollocks to go and shoot a double leg in a comp, because for ages I would like, right, I'm going to sit down. I never do it. So when I finally shot my first double leg, got my first 2 points, I was like, right, I'm never sitting down again. Like I'm going to wrestle every single
Try and be more aggressive that way. Like
you're basically using like elite BJJ competitions as a fucking warm up for MMA, really, which goes to show we were standard really if we were using it as like a practice run. You know what I mean? Whereas we're not going out tech really. You are going out to win the competition. Yeah. But you are treating it, like you said, as like it's like a spar, I suppose, a high level spar.
That's what it pinched me in the ass in a way, because last year before the Worlds I tore my LCL, so I couldn't go to the Worlds anymore, and it was 2 weeks before I was in a comp as a warm up to just come out and wrestle, ready for the Worlds, and then I ended up snapping my LCL. So like, and in the first match I did come out and got the 2 points for the takedown, chuffed, couldn't be more happy. And then the next match, snapped my LCL, and then I can't go to the Worlds, which was the main goal in the first place.
Was that Beijing?
I was going to say, was that Beijing?
That was I was the Asian Open that got cancelled, so that was in Bahrain. I couldn't go to that because obviously leg was.
How long was you out with that?
Surprisingly, I don't know how, but the other ligaments in my knee are doing its job, so like I haven't needed surgery or any reconstruction, and it works as if it's never happened. Like I can't believe how lucky I am, like because
it's fucking bionic man as well.
Honestly, God,
fucking God help me.
It shouldn't work. Like it should not on paper. It's like a grade 3 or grade 2, like a high grade tear. It shouldn't work. But I thought I couldn't go to the Worlds, which was in November, and there's no shows in December really in the UK, because everyone's getting ready for Christmas and stuff. So like there's no shows in January because everyone's fat after Christmas, and no one's cutting weight to make
12 months wrong fat.
To make, we don't like tournaments in April
to make January weights. But and then there was a show in March, last March, and Cage Warriors I lost on. and that was the first time since that comp where I snapped my LCL that I'd competed. So I went from, I was cutting for the Worlds, so I was cutting to 77s, I was 80 kilos, going to that comp, and then obviously I couldn't train, and I was just eating to deal with, I could not training.
Yeah.
And
that must be hard to go from like every night training to fucking...
Yeah, it chewed me, like it did actually really bad. Like I hated seeing the boys. I were off for 6, and I wouldn't even go down the gym because I'd have to sit there, leg in a brace, and just like I'd be like shaking because I want to train.
Yeah.
Like it is my routine. Like if any time of the day 6 o'clock comes around, I start like I'm ready to go and do something. And obviously I just started eating, and obviously Christmas came around then, and I started like obviously going Christmas drinking and stuff like that. So I went up from 80 to about 92, and in pounds that's like light to heavy to welterweight. So it's 2 weight classes, 205 pounds down to 170. And I did that from January 1st to March 2nd. So from there to that, you could say I was at 4. So it was quite a long layoff, but I could have came back sooner maybe, but the circumstances with the
you can't mess around with knee injuries, especially knee ligament, like
no.
You know what I mean?
And he kicked the shit out of it in the fight as well. So whether or not he knew it was mad, like I didn't say which knee it was, but he kicked the shit out of it. So
was it always your plan to transition to MMA? Was it?
No,
not always.
I started doing jiu-jitsu because I thought I wasn't hard enough for MMA. Like I thought I can't do punching and kicking. I can do the jiu-jitsu bit because you don't get punched in the face. Like so I can't take a punch. Like I never see myself as a fighter. Like any physical altercation, I made no bones about it. I talked myself out of it first before I have to start being physical about it. So yeah, my whole life I never really tried to fight anybody sort of thing. I'm not really like a violent person either, so it's quite hard for me to get sort of in the zone to go and hurt somebody else. But I was doing jiu-jitsu for a while, and I won a few medals and stuff like that. And then Chris said to me, I think it was about 4 months before the IMMAFs last year, they've announced that there's a under 21 division. Like, do you want to do it? Like I think it'd be good for you if you want to do it. And obviously, you don't get, when you get asked, you don't say no. Like I just went, yeah, like, no problem. I said, like, what date is it? Because I had my A-levels at the same time, so I had to check the dates, and it just so happened that my last exam was the day before I flew to Romania to go and fight. So I cut it close, but yeah, I said yeah, I'm gonna go. So
choking out the RV teacher, like, because you only give him a B, like.
But I didn't ever plan on doing MMA because I didn't think I was hard enough. And then, the truth be told, I genuinely thought I'll go to the IMMAFs, I'll have one fight, probably lose, and I can just say I've had an MMA fight, that's all I ever wanted to do. And I ended up winning 3 of them and winning the bloody tournament. So
when he said, I think you should go for the MMA, did your training totally change, or did you actually like sort of go into the, because that IMMAF tournaments, it's relatively new, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
like for people who don't know it, I think
2015.
Yeah, it's like a tournament for nations, isn't it? With MMA on the arm at the back.
It's amateur MMA. What they're trying to do, from my understanding, correct me if I'm not wrong, because you probably know better than me. There's been talk for a number of years about trying to get MMA in the Olympics.
Which, let's be honest, it's perfect Olympic sport, isn't it? But we're all biased though, because
we are very
biased. We fucking, none of us likes Colin Envy curling. We've got no interest in that, but give us, like, because it was talk this year, boxing wasn't going to be in the Olympics.
What the fuck?
You did hear about that, did you not? No. The Olympic Federation, it was like quite, honest to God, I don't know if you heard about it, it got really close to boxing not getting in the Olympics.
That's ridiculous.
Because he was told, I heard an interview with like Boatsy,
right, and
he was saying how lucky, because he was in the Olympics. I think he got a bronze. I think.
He was in the Olympics there.
Yeah, he got a bronze, and he was saying for how lucky he was because he was in the cycle. He said the cycle that was after me, now this one, very nearly didn't even get to go to the Olympics. And he was saying to me, look at like people like Khan,
Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr.,
like Sugar Ray Leonard, the ones that we remember can't. Audley Addison, you know what I mean? Fucking AJ, you know what I mean? Boxing in the Olympics is massive.
These days, it's literally about the only thing that I watch in the Olympics.
Yeah, I agree. The London one when it was in the cart, the box was fucking wicked, like brilliant.
Nicola Adams in the goal.
Nicola Adams, Katie Taylor.
Because it was, I'm pretty sure they talked about pulling wrestling, didn't they?
That's correct. They were gonna.
I know sport.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, it's fine. I was gonna. They were gonna because judo and wrestling are essentially or were the same sort of sport. Just one had a gi on and one was in a singlet. You know, so it's essentially the same sort of thing. But the IOC.
IOC, International Olympic Committee.
So the IOC, they said to judo that if you want to stay in the Olympics, you have to change the rules. So like, I don't know if you heard about people saying they can't leg grab anymore. Like, have you ever heard that?
No.
So in judo, you can grab the gi pants to do like say double legs, takedowns, and stuff of that sort of nature, as well as holding up the air and throwing. So because they look too similar to wrestling, just with the gi on, they said, like, I think this is right in saying, but they said, we're going to cut your funding, and obviously for judo that's not an option.
Of course not.
You
Yeah.
couldn't do it
They need all
otherwise.
that funding, so they said to judo, if you want to stay in the Olympics, you're going to change the rules to only do throws with the top half, so you can't grab the legs. So it just made it more of a spectator sport then for the actual, for the crowd.
But it's not actually a true reflection of judo.
Yeah.
Because all the judokas then, like in judo, if you got like I think it's usually they choose 3 throws and then they master those 3 throws and they have one which is like their absolute, like, that is their throw. That's the one they're gonna do. So like, imagine now you've gone all your whole judo career and you've got 3 lower body
throws.
You can't do judo no more because your upper body game is
It's
crap.
not good enough. It's not Olympic level anyway.
So that really did bite a lot of judokas on the ass. So like it caused a big ruckus in the judo community. Like, and obviously they did try and cut wrestling as well, but obviously wrestling is the basis. It's the basis of
wrestling
the
is where it started in fucking Greece, isn't it? That's
Greece.
yeah.
And you look at these countries, America, obviously,
Russia,
massive, Russia, like Dagestan and
Cuba.
Macedonia, yeah.
They've all got like world elite level Olympic wrestlers, like, and then which a lot of them have translated. You only got to look at Henry Cejudo on the weekend now,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
two-weight world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and transitioned to MMA, and now will go down as one of the greats. In MMA because he's 2-weight world champion.
It's just a shame there's no UK wrestling because, honest to God, I think it did actually start here. Like, it started in the UK as like the catch as catch can wrestling, so like the carnival wrestling.
They did. What was the guy's name? Robinson. Oh, he went to Japan and he taught a lot of the pro wrestlers.
Right.
He taught them catch wrestling, like Josh Barnett and that. Like Josh Barnett fought in the UFC, but he did pro wrestling as well.
Josh Barnett, big heavyweight.
The big heavyweight, former UFC world champion. Yeah. But there was guys that went to they would do like proper hold for hold wrestling in the UK, and but they could shoot. They would call them shooters as well, wouldn't they? So they could proper grapple the fuck out of you if they wanted to. Like, they'd fuck you up. And then a lot of them went to America, taught pro wrestling and in Japan. From what I understand, they catch wrestling. Josh Barnett won a lot of BJJ tournaments with no BJJ.
Really?
With no official BJJ.
Yeah. Just so strong.
Just with catch wrestling, just being gigantic and knowing the type of holds probably the BJJ players weren't.
Yeah, the catch wrestling, they do more like neck cranks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like there's a neck crank called a can opener, which is just like, it's like you and you're just pulling the head
forward,
and a lot of catch wrestling there's a lot of like horrible neck cranking and like chest cranking, and BJJ is more like jiu-jitsu actually means the gentle art or the gentle way, so like it's more of like a game, like a gentle way to submit someone, whereas catch wrestling they're gonna do it to you. they're gonna make you like, so.
Any move that's called the crank, I don't like the sound of. Neck crank, back crank, stomach crank, fuck that.
There's a lot of cranks as well.
Yeah?
There's spine locks. So like
Spine crank is definitely what I'm avoiding.
No, I think
not the nicest of cranks.
Yeah.
Fuck the crankies.
Yeah.
But because like I say, so the IMMAF is trying to legitimise the amateur level of MMA so that they could hopefully get it
Olympic recognition.
Get the recognition to get it into the Olympics. So that's obviously a new thing. You got offered to go out there, but it wasn't just as simple as that. You had to get funding to go there.
Yeah, so it's a shame. The UK boys are completely self-funded, so every time you got to go, you got to pay the entry fee, which last year €660.
So you were paying just to compete?
Yeah.
Really?
So it was, I think last year's cost was $660 to enter, £100 flight, £50 medical, blood tests. I can't remember how much the bloods were, but blood test.
Hotel and stuff?
The hotel was provided by IMMAF,
Right.
but this time it hasn't been. So
Fuck.
Oh, brilliant.
yeah, so I had to pay for that this time. And then obviously money out there, taxis and stuff like that.
Did you have to pay for Chris to go? Because obviously Chris, your coach.
Chris got to pay for himself to go in,
Right,
so
okay.
he paid for himself. I didn't have to pay for Chris,
Right.
but Chris has got to cover himself as well. He's got to pay the $660, and he's not even fighting like so.
Right.
What? Your coach got to pay the $650
I
as
think
like
so. Yeah, I think that was.
Fucking
so
hell.
Yeah.
They're profiting from it big time, but the issue is that it's not a problem for the other sort of Scandinavian countries because they get government funding. So
Right.
the way
Why is that? Because MMA is like really a lot
A
of
new
people,
sport.
A lot of people listening to this won't realise, but MMA is massive in like Scandinavian countries,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
in Sweden and
they-
all that.
they
Like
got-
adrenaline always gets adrenaline
Swedish
seems like a
boys,
conveyor
yeah.
belt
Yeah.
of quality
Yeah.
Swedish boys all the time, isn't he?
Yeah, they do like the way they do their selection is like a team. It's not like a trial; it's a tournament. So like if for me it was no other. I think it was only I was the only Welsh junior, and because it was the first year doing it, and there was an English junior as well. But there was no sort of competition for me to go. I was just like the only boy to go, so like that was it. But in say Sweden, Finland, like Italy get funded, Germany definitely get funded, Sweden get funded. They do Russia get funded. They do like a team. They do like a countrywide tournament. So sort of like you know, if you're Welsh champion, so then the Welsh champion #1 gets funded entirely, and then the silver medalists will get say half funded. So
Right,
they
okay.
pay half.
Yeah.
So that the top boys in the top countries, they're all getting funded. Like it's fine for them. They haven't got to
One
worry.
less headache.
Of course it is.
So
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then all the boys I beat, like I asked them, like when I was talking to him afterwards, waiting to go on the podium, I said like, oh, like, said, you get funded to come out here? And he was like, yeah, I didn't pay a penny. And then the one next to me said, do you pay anything? No. So I made
But the crazy thing is, you were paying the cost of a fucking boys' trip to Thailand to go and compete.
Yeah.
Innit? It doesn't seem fair, like, you know.
it's coming up my student loan as well, like so, like I'm not even.
Don't say that for fuck's sake. Technically, you are government funded. Hey, I earn a less than 22 grand, you'll never have to pay it back. The tax man's going to have a field day with you.
So the thing is going on there, and I didn't realise this until I was like researching you before we come on. Like that, obviously you went over there as a 0-0 fighter. It was your debut, your first fight there in IMMAF was a debut.
Yeah.
When you contact or Chris contacts the federation to say, look, we've got a fighter here, his name's Roan Crocker, he's coming out. Do they say what's his record? Does it matter? Obviously, it doesn't matter that you're 0-0, but you know, I thought maybe there would be like a threshold where they'd go, look, you know, we only want guys with proven track records, maybe 6 and 7 or 1 or in amateur MMA before going over there. Like,
No, the thing is with amateur MMA is that like at the end of the day when it go pro it goes back to not, so no one really cares. Like I take a fight tomorrow, like it doesn't matter where I'm gonna fight. So like I prefer to just fight next week and just have the experience of just
Yes, of
fighting.
course,
So a lot of amateurs in the UK have got like mental records, like Scott who Paddy's on about.
Scott Pedersen. Yeah.
I think he's like, I don't know, I think he's got like close to 40 amateur fights, and he's got a good record anyway, but I think he's like, I don't know, maybe 18-10, I don't know, but he's got a lot of fights, like, so for him it's just about getting in there and having a fight and seeing what he can work on, what he can improve on. So IMMAF don't really care, because the thing is with the nations that are new, like say Colombia or these countries, you could be fighting every other weekend, and you could just have a really good pool of fighters in Colombia, and the records are all over the shop, so you can just put forward, like they put it to the federation, so whoever the Welsh team feels they're gonna put forward, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like a Welsh 10-0 could be a lot different if you fought 10 bums compared to a USA 10-0 who fought 10 collegiate wrestlers probably. Like.
Yeah.
So
So what must have been hard for you, I'm imagining, is did you know about any of your opponents or any of the potential opponents before you went?
yeah, the way the IMMAF do it is this app called My Next Match, and it's like I can show you, but it's like do you know how can I describe it? It's like they're trying to make it like a social media for fighting.
Right.
But the way they do it is they have like the comp on the website, and then you can view every bracket for every weight, every team you can have, like, so then you've got like the federation, you've got the clubs, and then you've got athletes that are in the clubs, and you've got coaches' accounts, and then you've got athletes' accounts.
So they could just go on and click Roan Crocker.
Yeah, and see what comps
they
I've
can
entered, see my
details.
record and
Right,
stuff, see which
okay.
comps I've competed at. So the way I could see who I was going to compete against, I saw the Italian boy I ended up beating because he followed me on Instagram because he found me from my next match. So
Right.
I saw like the German boy, I googled him and he had like a 10-second leg kick KO, like he stopped the boy from
Right.
hitting his shin off, and I was like,
That'd be me. I go down easier. Right? But
it sort of, I knew about them, I knew what they were about, and then like in a way it didn't really help me because I'm a bit of an overthinker, so I'll say to myself, right, this German lad, he's kicked this boy's leg off in 6 seconds, it's 100% going to happen to me as well. Like, that's never going to be the case because I went out and triangled him, so I'm stupid for doing that, but obviously he hasn't 0-0.
surely that's just an experience thing though as well.
Yeah, no, I don't look at any. I don't care. Like it's not going to change what I'm going to do. Like at the end of the day, this is amateur, especially the tournaments. You don't know who you're going to fight. Like I said, the draw gets done when you're out there. So you try and like Scott. He's got like the biggest division. I think he's got 30 odd because he's a lightweight, 70 kilos. It's like an average weight. But how the hell is he going to game plan for 30 odd opponents?
No,
Well, you can't play it by ear every fucking time.
He's only going to fight 5 of them, so it's not
Yeah.
like, so I'm not stressing about him fighting. I'm just going to turn up and do the same thing to everybody, which is take him down and strangle him. So
Well, fair enough. It's a good game plan.
Yeah.
What was the time frame between the fights? Because this is one thing I've always.
Yeah, how does the week? How does the tournament?
I
set up?
know amateur MMA is set up in a way, obviously with no elbows on the ground
Yeah.
and with the padded MMA gloves, so that you're not really making a mess of each other like you would in pro MMA if you got caught with an elbow on the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think with pro MMA it'd be possible to do obviously you could do it, but
and I'm not.
to do it, but there'd be people in with cuts and there'd be pull-outs all
Yeah,
over
of
the
course,
place,
yeah.
wouldn't there? You know what I mean?
In the 5-minute rounds, it's not
feasible.
For pros,
is it?
it's not.
No, it's not feasible.
It's not.
So, what type of time frame was there between your 3 fights?
So I turned up Saturday to Romania. We stayed in before like the IMMAF hotel bit kicked in. We had to stay a night in a hotel, so they add that to the cost as well. So one night stay.
These fuckers are like sharks, aren't they? They don't give a fuck.
So we registered. There's like a day of registration where you have to be a kilo of your fight weight over to stop cutting. You give all your glove sizes, short sizes, your shinnies, your size, your rash guard size to the people to give to you for the week. Everyone signs their medicals off and give identification to prove who you are and who you are. They gotta make sure you haven't done any stuff that's been pro. So if you fought professional kickboxing, you can't fight amateur MMA. If you fought professional grappling, you can't compete in amateur MMA because it's unfair. So they'll do all them checks on that first registration day, and then they do the draw for the comp for the week. And out in Romania, I went and watched the draw, went to bed, woke up the next day, when I did the fight. And because there was only, I think, 8 or 9 of us in the division, there was a break then. So there was meant to be 3 fights on the first day, but the German was meant to fight Ukrainian, and the Ukrainian failed the medical, so we had to buy.
Right.
Of course he did. Fucking Cossack fuckers. We've seen the film, what's it called?
Icarus.
We've seen Icarus. We know what's happening.
You said German.
Huh? Oh, I thought you said that. Oh, right. Sorry, the German
You went
film.
straight after the Russians, you did.
Fucking Angela Merkel had it. She don't want us leaving.
Well, he had a bye, and then the Italian bloke fought before me against a Bahrainian because it's an open. Obviously, it's not Europe, but Bahrain can compete because it's an open tournament. So he fought him, and then I fought last. And then because obviously there wasn't enough people in the division, we had Tuesday off, Wednesday off, and then I fought the semis on Thursday, and then I went to bed and woke up next day and did the finals on Friday.
So I watched your fights, and obviously the first fight went 3 rounds, and you grappled the boy fucking to bits on the floor.
Yeah.
You come out of that 100% after that fight? He was alright?
You probably saw in the 3rd round where he dinks me in the eye, and I sort of go he did not rock me, but it was the first time that's my first fight, and it's
you
the
got
first
punched
time
in the face.
I had a proper eye socket push-in job. So
yeah.
that one like you can see I'm trying to leg lock him, and like I lean forward, and he just goes, and I just
fancy
go,
it.
oh. So that was like the only sort of niggle I had from that fight. Then
Was that one of the first times you sort of been clipped like that, a bit of a wake-up call, or was that...
No, months before in the gym,
Yeah.
I've been sparring, and like the boys been banging me about the place. Like I've been crying after saying
It's a skill in itself to get hit in the face.
Yeah.
You know, because we've obviously done a lot of sparring, like, and I'd have like a few months off sparring and go back, and the first couple of shots you take, you're like flinching at them, and you don't like getting hit, and after once you're in and you're training all the time, them type of shots you don't even.
As a grappler as well, for me, I am like until Chris said you're gonna fight MMA. I didn't do the MMA classes. I do the jiu-jitsu no gi class, and then I do the gi class afterwards. So I wouldn't even be doing the MMA side of the training. So as soon as he said you want to fight, I was like, right, well, I best not get him collected in the head then. So Scott, DNA, then I'd spar him and they'd fill me in like they would, like they battered me, and I'd sit down on the wall afterwards and I just look into space, and I'd have another lump in my throat because I'd just been banged about. Then I gotta go and fight. Then like, how am I gonna do it in 3 weeks if I'm gonna get filled in the gym and stuff? But like obviously, I didn't give myself enough credit. Like these boys are very good fighters. Of
course
they are. Very experienced.
They're obviously gonna bang me about, but obviously I was just stupid. I was like, oh, am I gonna do it? I can't take a think. Like every time I get my head knocked around the gym, like, so how am I gonna be able to do it? But you know, they're good boys.
I think it was Brett that said, didn't he? Brett said, you know, let's have it right. Just because the normal man in the street in Swansea hadn't heard of these boys, like, they fucking kill us up that gym. Like, you know, a lot of people will know. Is it Aiden who just went out?
To Jordan. Yeah.
Fucking hell, he just come back last week, I think it was, or the week before, winning fucking, what was it? Was it like a world or fucking...
Hammer and Jordan.
It was a what?
Well, the fight.
Yeah.
It was just about it.
Is it? Yeah.
For a title.
The other side of the world, like, you know, these boys are fucking fighting all around the world. They fucking kill us in our fucking gym. You know, so you're probably not giving himself credit, you know what I mean?
No, but don't get me wrong. Now, like my striking's come on a lot better. Like I take shots, no problem. Like
I take some striking, eh?
Aidan does the striking class.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's done it, but he's like sort of not self-taught, but like he would watch tutorials like by other fighters. Then he'd take that into his sparring, and then he'd try it, and then he'd show the rest of the boys, and like you saw him pan that boy out. Like he's got good striking. So he takes the striking, not the gym.
So you're just solely 100% at CRA, are you?
Yeah, well, I go down KGB on Fridays to do striking with Wally, but like I don't go down like Monday through Thursday. Like there's no Friday class in the gym, so that's why we go down on a Friday. And obviously there's different bodies down there to spar with. Like it's annoying to spar the same boys over and over again, because you know the tendencies, like, you know, if they dip this way they're gonna throw this after this one, and then you can just you end up having to go to war with them because you know what they're gonna do next. So you just Scott and Aiden go at it all the time, like, and they have to spar hard because they can't spar like because one, they know what they're gonna do, like, so I don't KGB on Fridays, and then now and again then I'll go up to Larry Combat then in the valleys and train with you know Shaky, like Richard Shaw.
Is that a good gym?
Yeah, it's a good gym.
Fucking buzzing. We was talking in work now this morning about we talked about how well Brett, John Phillips, Jack have done to be, you know, to get where they are, and then we was talking boy work with me, he knows the sport a bit. Like we was talking about how hard it is now, because Jack, John and Brett are elite level, innit? Like UFC is elite level in that sport. That's probably where they want to end up, innit?
Yeah, of course.
But then, how good have you got to be a champion there then as well, innit? And then you look at Jack Shaw, and I don't know, you just think, maybe, could this be the one, like the first Welsh title holder maybe? I know we'd rather it be you, I think, wouldn't you? But you look at Jack, you look at Jack and you just think, fuck, could he be the one, though, with the buzz and all that? You know, who knows how good he is? He's
good fight. Honestly.
He's very good. What he's done is, like, when there was the initial buzz about him, we're Welsh by nature. I think we were a bit pessimistic. We saw
totally agree. Yeah, we got a bit.
So, but who was he really beat?
Every time.
And then he beat someone like who was supposed to be his toughest test yet, and he beats him quite comfortably.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, but who's next? And then you only got to see over the way his last fight, and you know, the way he handles himself, he's so cool and so calm, he does things, and they have to call him. Do you know what I mean? I know the UFC recently signed, actually, you know, I was going to talk about it last week, but we got carried away. You know, Jack Shaw signing as what would be the fourth. Brett, Jack, John, and Jack Shaw now. Brilliant for him. Like,
what was Nathaniel Wood? Didn't
he's English, and Nathaniel Wood.
There's an English half Welsh lad, Craig White. He signed. He fought short notice in the Liverpool card.
That's right. He jumped in last minute. Didn't he?
Classic. Like a lot of those, not like a lot of the ones that sort of got picked on the Liverpool card, like Meatball Molly and all them. Do you see sometimes they get put on a card, like it was a UFC in Scotland, so they put all the Scottish fighters. Sometimes sometimes that isn't actually making them up. I know, don't get me wrong, they're going to tell me to fuck off. If we
haven't given outside, you know, fucking way win.
What I mean, them fighting in the UFC is amazing. But sometimes they make up people. If they have a card in that city, like when Till was there.
Instead of flying people over from Sweden and all this and that,
they offered like Jack Shaw's been contacted by the UFC, I think it was twice before now, and he's turned it down. So like he's been offered the chance to fight because he's from the UK, because they haven't got to fly people, and obviously he said no because obviously it's a stupid decision. Like,
and plus as well, his old man is running the Cage Warriors Wales side, the Cage Warriors Wales now take a bit of a hit because
not necessarily because what you've got to remember is Cage Warriors is being shown on UFC Fight Pass.
Of course, and it is a natural progression.
Cage Warriors is it is the breeding ground for the next level of UK fighters. You know, Brett was a champion. Brett makes a step up. You know what I mean? Jack was a champion. Jack makes a step up.
Even bigger. You know I mean? Bisping, McGregor,
right?
Dan Hardy.
So Bisping won titles in pretty much every federation he was in the UK many moons ago. With I think it was 2-weight Cage Warriors, maybe.
No, I know McGregor
was definitely like anyway. But sorry, McGregor was 2-weight. It's a natural progression for them. So someone like Jack, who was he 10-0 now?
Something like that?
Yeah. And it's a natural progression for him to step through. So all these guys, and yourself included, you know, that's where your focus is now, isn't it?
They announced the Cage Warriors Wales card for
October 12th.
The October card, and like a few of my mates are on there, like Orban's on there, Jack Tucker, he's going to be making his pro debut on there. They got a good sort of new top boy in Mason Jones. He's going to be a good, like, he's going to carry the card. He's the main event this time. So like now that Jack has moved on, there's an avenue for like the new top boys
for them to become the next Jack Shaw, to become the next.
And to be fair to Orban, like he can talk the talk. Like,
right, so. What's his name? Full name?
Orban Elliott.
Right, we was talking about him yesterday somewhere as well, funny enough. And he said he's fucking brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's top boy. He's
really?
Where's he train?
He trains in Impact Gym in Bristol, but he's from Merthyr, so like when he's like back from uni, that's why he's in Bristol. So when he's back from uni, he goes to Tulare on the weekends to train. He's like best mate with Tucker, and then he comes down for a week and like he'll train with us for a week and he'll sleep on my sofa and stuff like that. So we're all good boys. Like although like me, Scott, down in like Swansea, and Tucker's in the Valleys and Orban's in Bristol, we're all still like sort of connected.
What you've got to remember is Wales in the US, Wales would probably be one city.
Yeah.
You'd literally just be going from one side of the city to the other, even though you're travelling across the whole country.
More people live in LA than the whole of Australia. So fucking Swansea is like a fucking little pinprick on a map.
Exactly.
No one gives a fuck, do they? About Auburn and Merthyr. Fucking hell. The only good thing about Auburn, he's definitely going to be sponsored by Weekend Defender. He's like, that's one thing you got over him, like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got Tucker's a god care party from Orban's got sponsored by Weekend Defender.
100%, you know what I mean?
Just wait till Brett Johns gets his fucking Adidas range. I'm giving him the call straight away. Brett, this is the AIC effect. I want some fucking Adidas trainers. These ones are fucking falling off me. When you went through fights, first one was a points decision, then you went through the whole repertoire, didn't you? TKO, and then triangle, submission finish. I was looking at his face when he won. There was like this crazy look of joy, you know.
Yeah, it was.
Because was that obviously it's lovely to win anything, but was it because you probably went there with no expectations as well?
Absolutely, yeah. The first day, like if you look at my reactions after every win, it's sort of like it's quite reserved. It's not like it's like the job not done sort of thing. So like after the first day, like I knew I'd won when I stood up because I spent the last 2 rounds on top, and the third round was like it was dead. I knew I'd won, so I stood up after it, and I was like, I've just won an MMA fight. Like I've just done it. Like I've come out there. I haven't got knocked out like I thought I would have. I've gone and actually I've won this. Like I did the double hands up because I did the one, and I just went, yeah. I was like, I've won.
Not sure how to celebrate. Like,
I done it, like, and I just nod. I don't know why. I seem to nod to myself. Like, yeah, and as if it's also I'm bloody talking to myself. So
should have done the old. I don't think the IMMAF would take well. Not the old jumping on a cage, chucking gum shield the Ricky Wright. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I made sure I did in Cardiff and after the IMMAF, because I went to the IMMAF, had 3 fights and didn't mount the cage once. Right. I was fuming. I could never win a fight again. No, I'll never be able to jump on that cage.
No one who doing MMA classes depart. Like no one who goes through all the
last 20 minutes.
Last 20 minutes gonna be practicing jumping on a cage.
So the last fight I nearly fell off. Honestly,
that's the one here. Lands on Ricky Wright's shoulders.
I had
like,
a flag on my back and it had like draped down in between my legs. So when I tried to like pull it, it was stuck underneath my ass. So I had to like shunt myself up and pull the flag.
Rip me shorts. No, like they haven't seen the video of the guy on a tree this week.
Oh yeah.
Pulls the tree, falls off, his trousers falls off, like visions of Roan jumping off, and his shorts ripping and everything.
But yeah, once I did the semis, the semi, the Italian lad, he'd been like eyeballing me all week and trying to like really get into my head. Like I spoke about it on other like podcasts and stuff like that, but he was like brushing my knee, and I went because he was in the same hotel we were all staying in, you know, seeing him around. He was like, trying to like stare me out, and even the first
giving
day,
it your bullying tactic, like really.
Even the first day when we got there, it was a revolving door, and I'm walking in this way, and I could see like the blue, and I saw the Italian thing on the back of the jacket, and I was like, oh, the Italians, I've got an Italian opponent, and I'm walking in, and as I'm walking in, I sort of feel like a long gaze, like as he's looking, and I just went, I just been stared at for the first time in my life. It's by him. He doesn't even know I'm fighting. If I'm going to fight him tomorrow, and he's trying to stare me out, because I'm pretty sure he was 0-0 as well going to the comp. So like maybe he thought, oh, this is the way I've got to behave as a MMA fighter. I've got to be this like aggressive boy. But once I'd beaten him, I was very happy. That's my favourite fight. Like, I'm very happy to have punched him in the face repetitively. But once it was done, I just shook his hand and I celebrated. But I think I walked to the camera and said, like, number one, I don't know why, but it's stupid, but I was like, yeah, it's me, like, this is I'm winning this bloody tournament, like, tomorrow I'm fighting and I'm bloody winning, and once I did win it, that's why it was just, you could see I finished it, and it's just like, I guess the face is, because the job is now done, like, because all the other fights, it wasn't enough to celebrate, because I knew, like, tomorrow I have to fight again, so why am I going to celebrate and think about it? Like Chris said to me, you just got to, like, be happy you won, and forget about it, because you can't take it in with you tomorrow. Like he said, you go home as like the gold medalist, the silver medalist, or the bronze medalist. Like it doesn't matter if you win your first day. So that's when I finally had won the finals. That's when the emotion came out there. Like it was done. So
yeah. How proud must that be? Like you know what I mean? What a feeling. You know, for your fucking mother and father. Like your father who's like been in fucking combat sports all his fucking life, fighting for fucking RAOB as a fucking 9-year-old. And then to see you boy in different sport, but still the same fucking same sort of thing. Like I just see him fucking European champion. Like fucking.
That's what the maddest thing is. Like I went up there expecting to have one fight and lose, and then I finished the comp and I'm a junior European champion. Like I've gone and done it, and then 3 years ago I was this quiet child who thought, bloody hell, man, I'm not good enough to take a punch in the face, and now I've gone and won 3 fights in a week. Like it would take me 9 months to do 3 fights back at home. But I've just gone and done it in a week, and like at the end, and I'm standing on the podium, I'm taking like a few deep breaths, and I'm looking around. I got the Union Jack on my back, unfortunately, but I got it on my back, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be this MMA fighter. I'm not supposed to even be here. Like I'm not supposed to be on the bloody podium. I'm supposed to be sat in the house, the uni student who's just gonna go and do his job in his cubicle in his office. And I'm looking about, and I'm just like, right, well, this is me now, isn't it? Like, I'm just an MMA fighter now. So,
I got goosebumps, man. I'm fucking loving it. It's brilliant.
I knock myself down a peg like way too much. I know I do it. I have to like fight through myself to just give myself some credit for once. But like, when I stood on that podium, I was finally like, right, this is me now. Like I'm doing this flat out. Every single living bloody cell in me is going into this, and that's what I'm doing. This is it. And until that point, I sort of maybe didn't give my belief in myself.
Believe in yourself,
yeah.
But standing on that podium, I was just like, well, I'm getting back to the UK, and this is it. No, this is me. Like I'm doing this.
Do not think, not having them 3 fights in a week, probably been the baptism of fire that probably might have changed your career. Because as I think you just said, them three fights would have taken you a year to get any other level in it. You know, whereas to have like the confidence I must give you to have that in a fucking, to have a year's worth of fucking fights in a matter of days, like, you know what I mean? 2 fight, semi-final Thursday, final Friday. Fucking hell. You know what I mean?
And going through the repertoire as well, it was, you know, you had the 3 different finishes, you know what I mean, the ways it went.
Faced a bit of adversity, like in the first fight.
Yeah.
I didn't know until after, but he was 7-0. He shouldn't have even been fighting in the comp because he's a pro K1 fighter.
Right, one of those, isn't it?
But he was a K1 fighter, so on paper, if I would have stood up with him, I probably would have got panned out. So it was a good thing I didn't. But he entered the comp late because he was from Romania, so like obviously they can just slot him in last minute and stuff.
Pulling the old boys in, the cunts charging everyone for hotels, the lot.
Yeah, but Chris said Chris was sharing a room with Scotty, and he said, I'm looking at Rowan's opponent for tomorrow, and he said he's 7-0. He's pretty good, but he just said don't tell him that he's 7-0. So until I finished, I came out after the first fight, sat down, and someone tapped me on like this team, the UK team was there, and then someone tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Oh, do you know what his record was?" And I was like, "Oh," and he said, "Oh, it's 7-1 now," and I was like,
Really?
7-1 now. He's 7-0. I was like, Jesus Christ! I got him beating somebody who's had 7 fights, like so. Yeah, I play it down way too much, but it's a good achievement. But I know at the same time that there's ceilings to it. Like I didn't come back thinking I'm unstoppable, I'm unbeatable, because at the end of the day, I went out there and I out grappled 3 people, whereas you try and like put me in a fight where someone stops my takedowns, then I'm in the shit tonight. So I know that about myself. Like I'm not stupid enough to think my wrestling's unstoppable, because Jesus Christ, a year ago my wrestling was shit compared to what it is now.
Yeah, I watched your fight with Adam Neal as well.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you saying there. Obviously, I don't know his record, I don't know anything about him, but he did well in the first and the third of, like, it seemed, the way I would describe it is like just old man strength in a lot of ways. There wasn't a lot of technique to it or nothing. He just sort of pushed Rowan back up against the cage. You pulled guard in the first round. Second round you controlled it all. Actually, you did a lot more positive work in the second round than he did in the other 2. But he just seemed to know how to
win,
grind it out. It was a proper grinder's performance. It wasn't spectacular in any way, and he just pinned you to the floor. And that obviously being that it was your first loss as well. Like but it's a good experience for you.
No, he is a veteran. Like he's been fighting since before Scott's been fighting, and like I said about how many times Scott's fought.
Yeah.
So he's been fighting since like 2015. He's been training a long time. He's won the British Open at blue belt. He's good. He's a good boy. Like, he was a good test for me. And like I said earlier, but like I didn't cut weight properly. I'm not blaming it in the slightest, because it was all me. It was my fault. I boxed it up and jumped guard in the first round because I do it in the gym all the time.
Yeah.
And he gave me what I wanted. He gave me the overhook, and I was like, right, I drilled this for the past 8 weeks. I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna win this fight now. I jumped that guard. I didn't believe in it because my brain just would not fire. Like I couldn't do it. Because like I said, I didn't compete since from November of the last year. I hadn't done anything in a competitive environment, and for some reason the brain would just not do what the body wanted to do. And then I ended up being on bottom end for the full first round and completely lost that. Second round, I won the fitness comfortably, but I didn't have the energy to even hit him in the face. I was hitting him with shots, and my arm just felt absolutely. I was just like hitting. I knew they weren't hurting him. I was like, I'm just doing this for the judges because I knew it wouldn't hurt him. And then the third round, then you can tell I come out and they're just throwing overhand right just to try and close the distance, and it is absolutely pathetic. It's terrible. Like I am gassed. Like he has put me up against the fence, and he's held me here, and he's done it, and he's grinding me out, and he's won. Like, fair play to him. But like, I'd love to fight him again. Like,
I was going to say, would you like the Avenger?
I love to fight him again.
Yeah.
He's actually won the Cage Warriors Wales amateur title.
Really, yeah.
He did the same thing to me that he did to the person in the final. Put it up against the fence, did it with a single leg. And he's been doing that for years. There's another boy, Christian Duncan, his name is. He won the middleweight Grand Prix for Cage Warriors last year. He's a really good boy. In his first fight, Adam Mayo did the same thing to him, and he battled up against the fence with a single leg. So he's done it for a lot of people.
Yeah, you can't fault him for that.
Well,
it's obviously successful.
There's all different ways of winning.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously he knows how to grind
He knows
out
how to win,
results.
and
You know what I mean?
that's a skill that you absolutely need, because at the end of the day, he had an answer for what he knew I could do, and his corner did as well, because as soon as I jumped guard in that first round, I landed on my back, and they say we knew this would happen, so they planned for me to jump guard. So, and obviously when you're at the bottom in MMA, you haven't got long to work. Like, you've got 3 minutes, and you spend a minute and a half on top. You ain't got to worry about striking anymore. You can just sit there, lay and pray, make sure the boy don't stand up, and you're going to win a round. And that's exactly what he did. So, you know, he knew how to win. His corner knew how to beat me, and they did it well. But it just so happened that I boxed up my refuel and everything else, so I didn't make it easy for myself.
No. But that, like you say, now was the time to do it, innit?
Yeah, I learned from it now.
Yeah.
Going on to the Cage Warriors setup then, is it a big difference between the IMMAF? I suppose because that's like a nation thing. There's no walkout music, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So, like,
the only people in the crowd are the fighters that do the fight, or maybe
but surely you'd have fans from Romania coming in. Or was it a closed setup?
It wasn't closed off. It was free to the public, but obviously, like,
it's the middle of the day, so everyone's from work and all that.
Romania, I've got the biggest MMA scene as it is. So
if I was in Britain, though, I think you get people in, wouldn't
they did do it in the UK. It's the one Jack Shaw won.
Jack
Shaw won the IMMAF Euros in, I think, Birmingham, and that was free to go to and stuff. But and obviously I went to the IMMAF. I fought in a rash guard. This is the strangest thing. Is like my first fight on Cage Warriors was in September after the IMMAF. So like I took it on 2 weeks' notice. It was at middleweight. I say I took it. I didn't take it. Chris took it for me and then told me you're fighting. So I was at a grappling comp, and I won the comp, and then there was the way it was, there was a pull out for the main event. So someone from you stepped up to there. I left him without an opponent, so I slotted in at the bottom of the card. So he said to me, and I knew that boy who jumped up to fill the mains card slot, and he messaged me and saying, just saw the poster, you're on CW, you're on Cage Warriors. And I said it out loud because Scott was at the comp with me, and I said, because it was on my lock screen, I said, I just saw the poster, I'm on Cage Warriors. I said, what's he on about? And he said, I've known all day, but like, Aidan told me this morning, but he said don't tell you until the comp's over. And then I was running on I won the comp with 1 gold, so I was like ringing my mum and telling her, like, obviously she on the phone to me straight away. I rang my girlfriend and told her, and I said, like, I just won gold, I'm fighting in 2 weeks, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I've never done this before. I only want to do the IMMAF comps. I'm on the phone and I'm just like, right, I'm going to have to go, I got to leave. And I put the phone down and I drove home from, I think it was Manchester. It was horrendous because it's roadworks. It was variable speed limit for ages. So I had a nice long drive to think about this fight in 2 weeks' time, and I was just clucking. I was like thinking, I can't do this in Cage Warriors in Cardiff in the Ice Rink Arena, and it's
full crowd,
4,000 seater venue, walk out, fight with my top off. I was like, I'm only 18. So I'm only 18. I don't know, stress, and I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I just got home, and Scott was obviously, like, I stayed at the boys' house that night, and I stayed with Scott, and he was just like, just do it, just go and do the fight. Like, it doesn't, it's just a fight. Like, it don't matter about your walkout song and your top off. It's just, you do it in the gym all the time. It's no different, and he was spot on. It don't make a difference. Like, but the best thing about the IMMAFs was obviously he was as close to the gym as possible. Like, I walk out, there's no music. I get in the cage, there's no crowd, there's no noises. I'm wearing a rash guard like I always do in training. I'm wearing shorts like I always do in training. And the only difference was I got my gum shield in and I got gloves and chinnies on. So for IMMAF it was great because it was as close to, there was no other external factors which could influence what was happening. It was exactly like going to a jiu-jitsu comp, because in a jiu-jitsu comp there's no crowd, there's no walkout, there's no, in fact you compete in a rash guard and you gum shield, and that's it. So it was as close to what I already knew as possible.
What was your walkout music for Cardiff? Do we need to get pumped up, or does it matter?
No, it didn't matter, but it was like it was a Drake song, it was, and it's got Nicki Minaj in it, but I made sure I got the version where she's cut out because
you don't like that.
You don't like it, she ruins it, like. But it, there's a line in the song, and it says like, the fact that I'm the youngest, and then obviously it's expletive, but I'm the youngest person doing it, and I thought, you know, I listened to it, and I was driving home, and I just went, yeah, I'll have that. Yeah,
struck the chord.
I'm the youngest person doing it, and like around here, so yeah, I'll have that. So I chose that. And I walked out. I was only the fifth fight on, so it was cold. It was in the ice rink.
It gets cold enough.
Yeah, it's not talk to Ryan about the ice rink.
So
you fucking went up
there a full day. I probably fucking like was earlier.
But yeah, I walked out and they messed up. Like they didn't have time because the amateur undercard. It's like they do it before the live broadcast starts, so like, it's never televised. But like they were running short of time, so they said, "Oh, we can't do your walkout song because there's no time." So I was like, "All right, no worries." I walked out. They had the flag on my back, like the Welsh one, like because I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like, "Yeah, I'll just walk." I was like, "All the boys walk out with the flag. Yeah, I'll do it." And I didn't know it was because I was fighting an English boy. Like every time the boys have walked out with a flag, is because they're fighting somebody from a different place.
Right.
And then when I was going to fight Dad mate, when I knew he was from Wales, I said, "Oh yeah, I can put my flag in the bag now," and they were like, "He's from Wales. You don't carry the flag out when he's from Wales." I was like, "All right."
That's a family.
I was like,
I even my fucking Nicki Minaj walk up music.
I didn't even know that he was supposed to have the flag, but the only real difference was like, when the top came off, and I was just like, "Oh," I'm looking down on my gut, like, and I'm like, "Oh, and that's it." And I was looking at myself, I got like a rash guard on, and obviously put I had Vaseline on the other one, but for some reason in the ice arena it felt colder on my face, and I was it. And it's no real difference apart from obviously in between when you're in the fight. It's like there'll be little moments of conscious listening because obviously you're listening for the corner, and then you just hear someone shout something. So like there's been like times in the fights when I've been in Cardiff that I've just gone, "Oh, it's my mother," and I've heard it. Yeah. And I've just gone, "Oh, never mind," and I'll just carry on with the fight sort of thing.
Shut up, man.
Yeah. And it's always like because every time I fought in Cardiff, it's been in. Well, I fought in Cardiff twice and I fought in Evervale once, which was more of a crowd because I was higher up the card. But every time I fought in Cardiff, it's been sort of an empty stadium, so if someone wants to shout something at me, I'm going to hear every word of it. Like it's not going to be lost in the crowd. But then when I fought in Evervale, I had like a full leisure centre sort of thing, and I did sell a lot of tickets to for people to come and watch, who didn't turn up to the Cardiff one because I lost that fight in Evervale. So that's a different story. But you know, the crowd in Evervale was different. It was like a you go watch football matches, it's just like a fog in it, it's like a fog, right. A fuzzy noise. I couldn't hear anything, but then I go to Cardiff and I can hear people saying every word. It's a strange experience. Yeah.
Was the Evervale one more, I think because it's more in the valleys, and I think that probably would have filled up earlier. I know not much happens in Evervale, fucking hell. Not exactly fucking the cosmopolitan capital of Wales, is it? But with Cardiff, we probably have a lot of people who do what we do, like probably having a bevy waiting for their boy to come. You know, especially the amateur card, like as you said, it's not on live and on telly. You know, it's just the first few fights, isn't it? Yeah. That's how the LC is a pretty good venue because the bar's in the room. Yeah, we've always said that. I mean, when the bar's actually in the building, it's probably something you've never thought about because you're competing. Whereas with us, like we're one of the first bulldogs. One of the things we was telling Dino was, mate, like the queue to the bar was massive. Now to you don't think of that, but to us as outsiders looking in, we were like, you could probably deal with that. It's the little things that make a show better.
When you try and organise a show, and like you say, if you'd have put those two bars that were in the LC and you put them in the reception area, there's going to be a large part of the crowd that are fucking out there in the bar, not in the room. At least if they're in the room, they're in the bar, and that creates the atmosphere. Like even if they're talking amongst themselves, like you know.
The Evervale fight was like it was weird because obviously like I made the walk and like I didn't like it, but I had my old man like phone like taking photos. Like I was going to walk here and
but he's just being a problem.
Like, I know it's not a problem. It's not like I don't need him for it. But like it was different because when I make the walk in the ice arena, it's me and the boys. I make the walk and then I always do. I look left because the best seats in the ice arena are like at the top of the stand. So like I was walking and I just look up and I went, right, they're all there, and I had to carry on. But in the Evervale show, it's like, is it this like
So like a leisure centre sort of thing.
leisure centre, yeah. So you make the long walk to the bit with the lights and stuff, and then you walk. But obviously, because all the seats are there,
Of course,
you walk
yeah.
and you got like and you've got like a massive row of people, because more people turned up, not just for me, but for other people, and they're just sitting in the stand, you know, because I was higher up the card. So like my people, the people who came to watch me were there. But then when you go to the Evervale show and it's full and it's packed, they feel a bit different. Like, they definitely feel different. The cage is different. The canvas floor is different as well compared to the one in Cardiff.
Right.
That's different, but it doesn't play a part. But you know, it's all different.
I suppose it's an amazing feeling as well. Like we've done it on a smaller scale, like with the shows that we've done, like the White Collars and Budos and things like that. There's something good about like. A night out for us is a night out. It goes out in a piss, but there's something good about not being involved, even as small as we are.
Yeah.
Like fucking Ryan's like doing the judging and I'll be doing the MCing. There's no being involved. You're just involved in like an event, and it's something like you probably get it even more because you fucking compete then. Like not at the end of the night, where especially if something's gone a success and the weight is off your shoulders. And like it's all of it. I think it'll probably be with Scott and Aidan and all them in the back room something. We always go to the caddy. We always go to the caddy. But no, like it was like at the end when the event had gone well, it's like a feeling of bit of an achievement in it. You know,
there was a few fights in Budo. Like I always go back to Marley and Common Day.
Yeah.
Was like a fucking.
That heavyweight fucking fight.
Sofia Bogachu, who broke his leg on Cage Warriors. Remember he kicked.
I know exactly.
Yeah, he broke his leg. Sofian fought.
Gerard Hill. He's from the Mount.
They went 5 rounds, beat fuck out each other. It was a brilliant fight, and I remember like after those fights, like you're standing there and people are coming to us because we know a lot of people are in the crowd and they're all tanked up and they went, fucking hell, it was brilliant. Like, and like it's not our show, but we're involved, you know, and you get this like sense of fucking pride.
Of course,
we just did. Like all these people are happy, like because Dino took a photo. I don't know which Budo it was, but you can go up in the LC. I don't know if
but the change rooms like
the show, right? Yeah. But you know where the top changing rooms are, right at the back. You can stand up there and you can look down, can you? And he took a photo, and it was like perfectly lit, and the place was full.
It was about 1,000 people in there that night. It was.
And it looked. And you go, fuck, we was involved in some small way, like making that happen, like, you know. And it is. It's an amazing thing to be involved in that type of thing, you know, as a fighter yourself, you know, walking out. I would say it'd be better walking out. For me personally, like I did it 3 times, and they were awful. But the first one was mental, wasn't it? Because that was the days when Chris was doing them in Oceania. And Chris always said it's the perfect venue for boxing, I think. You know, but the white collars. With that, when Chris and all I was fighting pro boxing shows, they look a bit more subdued, didn't they? When you've got the boxing border control with the white shirts, they were old fashioned. With the white collar, everyone's banging in the fucking, everyone's banging in the private rooms upstairs in Oceania overlooking, like it was just a perfect venue, wasn't it? You know?
The boys have fought there a few times on. Obviously, I was like too young to be fighting.
Of course,
the adrenaline shows were in Oceania.
Of course,
Scott, he's told me the story all the time, but he said it was one night he fought, because obviously they can do like boxing, kickboxing, show. He said he fought kickboxing on the adrenaline show. Because he was so young, like 16 or something, he'd left the venue in his kickboxing shorts to go to the shop to get some sweets because he just won his fight. He goes to go back into Oceania and the bouncer's saying, "You're not coming in." Like he's in his tie shorts saying, "I just fought." Like
he's in his tie shorts, he's in his fucking army balls, and he won't let him in.
Yeah, but he said like so a lot of the boys like I wasn't sort of on the scene of viewed in second hand. Like,
it was brilliant. It was a great venue.
Just perfectly set up by accident. By accident.
When John Phillips had the Predator shows there, and I went to them all. Like, and the second one he did, Dino fought. He fought some English boy, and we had VIPs and we were up on the balcony looking over, and it was amazing. Like, you know, it was like we had a proper section to ourselves, and it was the first time I'd ever done anything sort of VIP like that. But we were I did every spot in there. I did cage side, which was amazing. I did up in the VIPs, which was good, and then one time we were set up in the crowd up on the stage. There wasn't a bad seat in the house really.
Do you remember is it UC MMA. They was
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
a theatre sort of thing.
Yeah,
that was
in the Troxy. Did you go there, did you?
I didn't. Oh, no.
Oh, we went.
that's pretty cool.
Shit, I went twice, and it was set up. It was like it was like the Grand Theatre,
Yeah,
basically,
right. It looks pretty good.
But it was longer, right? So they'd set up like it was like exactly like the Grand Theatre,
Yeah.
curved like that with 2 floors,
Right.
And then you had a floored section with tables, which is where we were sat. Then you had a VIP section inside the inner rail, right? And then the cage was on stage right at the back. So there was nothing behind the cage. So everyone looked one direction at the cage. It was a great setup. There was no one ever up in front of you or nothing. It was good. The worst part about it was the fact we had to travel to East London. It was a bit of a trek. It's great on the way up, but coming back could be a bit of a drag when you've been on it since about fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, and before that. But yeah, it was a good setup in the Troxy. That was in East London. One of the heaviest places I've ever been.
Oh, you also
Oh my god.
Some of the boys have fought in the York Hall. Like,
that's one place we were iconic for boxing.
I think Scott United fought on Warrior Fight Series, the WFS is called, but it's an amateur show in London. But I haven't fought, obviously apart from Romania, I haven't fought outside of Wales, I don't think, really. And I am.
Did you get to see much of Romania?
I did go out to the hotel.
Where was it, sorry, in Romania?
Bucharest.
From Bucharest.
Yeah, but it wasn't really great. Like half the pavement was missing. Like it wasn't fantastic. But the 2 places I went to, if you came out the hotel on the left, you go all the way down the road to go to one supermarket, which I was like filming on my GoPro and stuff, just going about, and then come out and go right, and then there's another supermarket at the end of the road. So I didn't really go anywhere apart from bloody supermarkets. I didn't see much of it at all. But what I did,
the shit's all over Magaluf 97.
But yeah, what I did see was it went fantastic at all. But the hotel was great, obviously. But it wasn't like outside. There was obviously pavement being laid, and it went fantastic.
How was you managing Scran wise then?
A funny story actually. For the IMMAF last year, I put myself on. Well, I didn't put myself on. I had a diet given to me by the S&C coach we had in the gym, and I didn't question it at all. So I said to him, at the time I didn't have any idea about like nutrition. I didn't even know what a bloody calorie was. So never mind a carb or a protein or a fat. So I didn't have a clue. I just said to him, I need to make 77 in 8 weeks time. Can you give me a meal plan to do it? And the meal plan he gave me was the same meal not the same meal, but the same meals every day. Right. He didn't give me any variation. Fuck me. I did Monday to Sunday.
Ain't no Gordon Ramsay this fucker.
I did Monday to Sunday, the same meal every single day, same amount, no variation, no protein bars, no sweets. I would go to Nando's, sit there with my Tupperware and eat what he'd given me, because I thought this was some magic meal plan. And obviously now I know it's just the bloody calories. You can eat 2,000 calories of shit and it'll still be okay. It doesn't make a difference. But he gave me this meal plan and I followed it to the letter because I was so scared of missing weight and going to Romania and missing weight.
I suppose that's some extra worry on your shoulders, mate. You know what I mean?
But I followed that meal plan to the letter for the 8 weeks. Didn't bollocks it up once. And then obviously when I got to Romania, I couldn't have my 200 grams of bloody lean mince and my greens, and then my chicken breast and sweet potato. So I just sort of went straight to Chris and I said to him, right, I'm 76 kilos, I'm a kilo underweight. I know I can eat some food and not like put it back on, but like what can I eat? And he just said, oh well, whatever you want really within reason. And I was just like, well, what is within reason? Because I'm so screwed into it. I haven't eaten a single meal, which hasn't been outside of this meal plan for the hospital. I don't know how long. I said I'm gonna need some instructions. What am I having? Like they were doing like breakfasts being given to you in the morning, and I was like,
Chris walked in with a water.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was walking past the nice stuff. Like I was walking past the cereals and the continental breakfast with the biscuits and the muffins and shit, and it was killing me because I was so up for eating. I'm like 8 weeks of nothing other than I didn't have a protein bar, ice cream. I went, like I said, Nando's. I went everywhere with the boys, and obviously they were sitting there scranning, and they didn't care like what they were, because like Scott makes weight easy. Like he don't have a problem making weight, and obviously for me to make 77, which is I think it's like. It was 170 pounds, so I think it's around 12-ish stone for people that don't do kilos. But it did kill me. Like it really did hurt to make it. Like because once I finished the comp, I just could not stop putting food in my mouth. Like every single place I went to, I was like no tomorrow. Like it was bad because I came back from the Euros. And 2 weeks later, I went on a boys' holiday to Carvos, so obviously...
Oh, that's a bit of Carvos.
Oh, mate, Carvos was great.
So for 2 weeks...
Right nearly died in Carvos. He jumped in the fridge, yeah, we forgot about it. He was in there for half hour. He came out, he looked like a Salerno. Honestly, it was funny as fuck for 10 minutes, but then we fucking just carried on. I think we went to breakfast. He stuck in there, he looked like Superman 2, another guy with a beard who can't get out of the fucking nightmare. Yeah, it was bad news. Try not to talk about it.
So after the 2 weeks...
was you in Carvos for 2 weeks as well?
No, I was in Carvos for one, which is worse than that.
Who went? All the
it was me.
MMA boys, like?
A few of the boys who fight and a few of the boys who don't. So like the ones who fight, it was me, Scott, Ben, Nathan. I think they were the only fighters who went, and then the rest.
Good trip?
It was good, yeah. It was wicked.
Yeah.
But it was the 2 weeks after the IMMAF, I was back in the UK. I did not stop eating. Like I went to Aldi most days, 10 a job, just fill everything because I went so ballistic one way and then I just went completely ballistic the other way.
Yeah. End up like Ricky Hatton, like.
I'm gonna look at my dad now and I'm done. like Prince Nassim, like he's
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to be like that. But the 2 weeks after, and then the lads all day making it the third week of excessive eating and the drinking, and then I came back and I looked like a blob. Like and Chris said to me, "You're on a diet now, then?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "No, you're on a diet now, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm on a diet now," because it was just unbelievable. I got so bloody big after the food.
Isn't that human nature?
Yeah,
like 8 weeks fucking solid. You're gonna be like that. Maybe not to that extent, 3 weeks, like, but you know what I mean.
I'll never do it again as well. Like after that, it made me learn about what the calorie is, what nutrition is, what they can do.
I'm sure, obviously, it's the same then. The further you get away from your optimum fitness, it's harder to get back in it. Do you know what I mean?
Because they do reckon that I would Ricky Hatton's career have gone if he ballooned so much.
Life.
Like what I'm saying, like all the fucking people, like someone like who's the boy? He's a gym rat. Who was with Joe Gallagher, and we went to Freddie Roach.
Scott Quick.
Scott Quick's a gym rat, and he's constantly in there. They reckon he lives it. He plans his holidays, like even when he was with Gallagher, he'd take his family all like to LA just so he could fucking go to the wild card in the mornings. People like that. They do extend their careers, don't they? Whereas Ricky Hatton was fucking coming back.
He was clean, wasn't he?
Oh, he's going fucking
shit shirt night in a pub.
Shit shirt night in a pub, drinking 2 pints of Guinness, isn't it? Brilliant.
But after that, like I will never follow a meal plan again. Like I'll have my set calories and my set macros, and then I'll eat freely as long as I hit those numbers.
It's like you say, it's just another learning experience. You're learning yourself now, and I suppose you read up on this type of thing, and you know what's good for you and what's not for you. Have you had something I thought of now? Have you ever had one of those blood tests which tells you if you're like you should lay off stuff like
23andMe type of thing, is it?
That type of thing.
I haven't done it. One thing I thought I had some sort of bloody like insulin resistance or something, because for the life of me, whenever I eat food, it don't go anywhere apart from like the lower pouch, and it does. I was like, what? And obviously you jump on bloody Google and it tells you you've got everything, this, that, and the other.
But
I was like,
I've done it 4 times. But
my piss was smelling funny once. I went on Google. I had a fucking triple heart bypass and a fucking vasectomy the next day. Genuine bad news going on Google, but fuck that.
For ages, I was like, right, this weight isn't coming off, and like I was just like, well, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with me? So I went to the doctors and I was like, right, listen, I know it might sound stupid, somebody who like trains all the time and looks very normal, so can you test me for diabetes or something, because it's got to be something that's like this wrong, and that's come back fine. So I don't know like what it is about me that diet might have done to me, but I read up more about it.
So you tested me for diabetes?
Yeah, I'm all fine.
Right, I might have to ask you to piss in this bottle or whatever. So I got a doctor's appointment in the morning where you might keep me in.
Paddy sugar levels just fucking break all sorts of records.
You're all giggling, it won't be Anna when I fucking dies next week. You're all fucking, you two carry my coffin. Who's Scotty Pedersen's filming it, and you know what I mean, sticking on his story.
I would look at doing something like getting testing, because it might, like, I thought maybe it might be something that obviously the sugar or the carb or something, but it turned out it's not. But yeah, I think it would be clever to look.
I think they're smart. I don't mean not fucking honest.
Gluten or something like that.
Yeah, but with someone like you who's going to become a professional athlete, I think it makes perfect sense because it could just be something simple, like leaving certain breads out of your diet or some shit like that, and it could make a big difference to everything you do. Like So
like all these things like gluten, soy, and stuff like that. Like, it could be the difference between. You have bad maybe indigestion or something, and then you don't have it at all. Like it's mad how many people will go like they'll have all these like health problems for ages, and then they'll do like a elimination diet. So they cut all the foods out, and then slowly add them back in, and they realise that skin acne is now gone because they don't eat this certain food anymore. Yeah. So I should look into like foods I shouldn't, but obviously I'm a big boy. I just put everything in the gob, like it just. I don't stop
when I was a kid, I was allergic to strawberries, right? My mum used to take a strawberry picking, and I don't think I've been strawberry picking. It doesn't seem to be a thing no more. Like we used to go every summer. We used to eat more strawberries in the field than we do,
Oh, you do, yeah.
My lips used to come up like Sherman clumps, right? I got big lips anyway, like Mick Jagger, right? Lucky enough, I got fat cheeks, so no one really notices them, right? But I'd eat the strawberry, my fucking lips would come up. Yeah, but the worst thing was, I wouldn't do nothing about it. I wouldn't cut them out my diet. I'd just carry on smashing. Now though, I eat strawberries nearly every day. Now strawberries used to be a treat, didn't they, in the summer? Now fucking we spoiled rotten now these days, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know whether the strawberries they get from Tesco, they must be
they're not hardcore like
dirty pesticided up the fucking so, yeah, exactly. So my lips don't even go up now, so the things I eat, they need proper strawberries. You know what I mean? It could be anything.
Have you seen what a banana looks like before it was like mass produced?
No, go on.
Mental, it looks.
As in, don't tell me it looks like an orange.
Yeah. No, I've literally got a banana in a car for
right, go on.
It's got like obviously a banana, but it looks like, but it's got like all seeds.
No way.
Stuff. Yeah, it's mad. Before it was mass produced.
Yeah.
It looked completely different. Like crazy. Like.
Fuck.
Honest.
See, this is why you done A-levels. Yeah. And we got fucking kicked out of college for eating baguettes every day.
Fucking to educate us.
Exactly.
We don't like being educated. That's part of why we do it. Yeah. Find out some new shit.
I'm not going on about my studies. Like I've had enough. Like I took computer science, politics, and.
At a very level.
Do stay on. It was obviously sick form Bishop Vaughan.
No, I left and went to Gorseinon College.
Yeah, that's strange because a lot of people stays on.
Yeah, the one thing it was is that the school didn't offer me, but they didn't provide a course for psychology or the options were limited, sort of thing. They didn't offer. At the time I wanted to do computer science. Like I wanted to do a flat out like computer security and stuff. But they didn't offer A-level computer science. So, but then I went to the open day for Gorseinon College, and they had a proper computer room with like good equipment, and I was sort of sold on that. And then it just so happened that they offered politics and psychology as well. So I just went, all my friends are leaving to go and like they're more like trade oriented, so they were getting apprenticeships and stuff. And I'm not staying in. I don't like the shit as it is, like, so I'm gonna go to college and I'm not gonna have to wear a uniform and stuff like that. So I went to college.
This is how you're far more sensible than me when I was your age. Like I stayed on in Bishop Vaughan. We didn't know there was no politics or computer science. I did leisure and tourism. It was people who done the A-levels like yourself, good head, new shoulders. I was just there. I stayed there till I was about 20. Right, I was about 4 years in the sixth form. I was officially older than two teachers. Right, sixth form, and because we done GMVQs. Right, the teacher said. The head of our year said it was going nowhere very quickly. Right, that was what GMVQ did. So we had all the A-level mob, like lesson every hour. We had 2 lessons a day, like, so I was rocking up in my mother's Clio, parking in Mr. Perry's space, deputy headmaster. Deputy headmaster was driving in 9:15. He had a fucking Y-Range Clio in his fucking space. He didn't know what the fuck was happening, you know what I mean? I drive in like Ferris Bueller, didn't give a fuck. And sixth form was probably the best fucking time of my school life. Not because we had so much time in our hands. Like we had our GMVQ class was next door to like the girls' dance class, right? They all
like fucking porkies.
Better than that, right? You know about this, right? They had that. Can you remember RE always used to have Cafford? I think it was like a religious charity. Always sending t-shirts to Africa and shit. Right. All the Africans are running around in like Stone Island and Rapper Ed. They didn't even realise, right? So we had this window, and it was blacked out. The window was blacked out because the girls' dance class was next door. So we ripped put the paper down those cameras.
I'm sure you should admit this now in this current climate.
No,
there'll be some Me Too's going out now.
It's 20 years ago. But say that Harvey Weinstein said that. I pulled it now. Can we do this every week? Because there's a fair chance I'll be taken off air next week. Right? So we had a CAFOD poster of this black African guy, asking for money. But it was a life-size poster. This black guy. So we stuck that up with the black guy facing the dance class, right? And we cut the eyes out, right? So every fucking day, every fucking kids, obviously when 13-year-olds we fold it up, and we're waiting for the 15, 16-year-olds, right? So we'd be looking through the eyes, right? And there was one guy, I won't say his name, right? But he was obviously gay. Right?
Don't grass the people you're involved with. It's bad enough you're grassing yourself.
This guy, he was like 100% gay. I won't say he was like the only gay in school. There's not many gays in school, is it? The only gays I remember in school. It was a black boy. The only black boy in St. Joseph's, his name was Jeffrey Solomon. He was 100% gay. I don't know where he is now. He's probably in Africa somewhere, so he won't be listening to this. But the boy who was in the next, he took dance, right? And he took that. So he's doing homework now. So he opens the eyes on the window, see if there's any dancers in. It's this guy, this big fat guy who took dance. So one of the boys, Craig Jelf, would be looking at him. No, Craig's a good boy. Craig sound right. So Craig started saying, "Help me! Help me!" So this fucking guy is looking like he can't see whether. "Help me, I'm stuck in the wall, you fat cunt, I'm stuck in the wall." Right, this went on for 3 hours, right? And I think the guy just thought, I can't get up and leave now. I can't go anywhere. In 3 hours we fucking tortured him, he grassed us up there, and we got fucking arrested. They might suspend him. Mrs. Sanford went fucking bananas, much fucking up.
You'll be arrested now.
Oh, fuck yeah. I want that mistake.
Well, we had a good run. We had 76 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, the most subdued fucking guest we had on, the nicest fucking guy, and he got
in trouble.
And now he's got in trouble, like, you know what I mean?
The Gestapo.
Right. Anyway, what's it like? Obviously, it must be a huge thing to have a UFC fighter like Brett training in the gym with you on a regular basis. Yeah. Does he give you a buzz every time he sort of walks in and you see, like, that's what I'm aiming for, like?
Yeah, when I first started training, it was like the way the gym structure works is that you do your jiu-jitsu class and it's like a beginner's course, so you only have.
So you wouldn't be.
When I first started, I wouldn't train anywhere near Brett. Like I didn't talk to anybody as it is, but I wouldn't dare say hello to him, for God's sake. But
oh really?
And he's generally like the nicest guy.
He's one of my best mates now. I'm out with him all bloody time. Like, so to go from not being scared to talk to Scott, scared to talk to Aidan, scared to talk to Brett, and they're all my bloody best mates. I'm living with Scott and Aidan, so you know what I mean. Like it's strange, but yeah, like I said, the beginners course is on the black mats on one side of the gym, and then you'd have the no-gi class on the other side of the gym where the boys, like more experienced boys, would train. And when I first started training, obviously I started like looking up the boys who was on the other side. So you can like just so you can find my fights on YouTube now. I was doing that for Aidan, Scott, and Brett. So I went down the rabbit hole and started watching all the boys in the gym. So then when I walk in the gym, and I just so happens that there's a 2-time world champion training on the other side of the mat. Yeah, sort of pursue shits up you a little bit. Like this is, and it sort of was cool though because it just showed you haven't got to go and train in a super gym in the States to be a 2-time world champion. You can do it in Swansea up the road. And like this place exists where people turn up and then they fly to the States and they go and win world titles, and it just sort of, as a 16, 17 year old, it just made me sort of think, like, this is the place that, you know, I haven't got to go anywhere special. Like, it's happening right on my doorstep. It's been happening on my doorstep for years. Like, it hasn't just happened overnight either. Like, this place has been here for a long time. It's been producing high level people, high level grapplers, high level MMA fighters for the longest of times. So yeah, when I would see Brett on the other side of the mat, I'd sort of think, like, he is the standard, like, I'm striving to be. Like, when my mum would pick me up or my dad pick me up, I'd be like, oh yeah, there's this lad in the gym there, he's a he's a 2-time MMA world champion. Like he's fought in the States and stuff. And obviously, because my dad's old school, he's like boxing. Like if it's not the WBO or the WWE, like what he has a Cage Warriors, like what's a Titan FC title, he didn't really understand until. But then when he gets out of the UFC and he does what he does in the UFC, it's a bit more, like, people know the UFC. Like it's got that credibility.
It has, of course it has.
When
like you can't blame your old man for that. It's just old school, isn't it?
It's just a generation.
I bet the more he comes to watch you and all these shows, he's so fucking picked. He's so pretty angry.
He rings me up all the time and he's like, I was watching that. A Bellator, is it? What's a Bellator? And like, it's just a show. It's not the same. I promise you, it's not the same as boxing. You're just gonna have to start at zero and work knowledge up. Like, to be fair to him, he's right now. He's getting there.
Well, you must talk about boxing to your old man, because your old man got some stories, mate. Your old man was living it for all it, like up until he's about 40, 50 in the gym. Like, you know what I mean?
It's mad. It's strange for me because obviously like my dad had like he'd long finished when I was born. Like I know until the only reason I knew he boxed was because he gave me I still got it as it goes. It's like a necklace which doesn't fit my neck. It was for me as a child. It's like a gold glove sort of thing.
Yeah, I see.
So I didn't even know he had boxed until like I got given it as like a child. Yeah. So like, the only reason I knew he boxed was because I had the necklace.
Of course,
But I am like I picked like it's come across in talking, but I've never had like a sit down with him and spoke for hours on end.
You'd be shocked.
I would like, I'd like to like, but
I didn't see your old man fight. But I seen him go fight a few times.
Yeah.
But like I said, in the like at the time was probably, I think it might be 2 professional gyms in Swansea, but Colin Breen's was the biggest.
Yeah, he saw that.
And we're talking Floyd Abbott fought for the world title. Definitely European level. Peter Harris, Michael Harris, Robert Dickey was my favourite, passed away. But like good fighters, and the old man is in the gym 4 times a week training. I'm like, and he probably didn't even know that, but the old man was a staple in Colin Breen's gym.
He doesn't bring it up either, like he doesn't.
The old man was a staple in Colin Breen's gym I was going up there from the time I was 11, not fighting, I was friends with the Colin's boys, from the age of 11 to at least 18, the old man was a fucking fixture in there, let me tell you.
He padded me the other day, like, and I could see, he was itching to do it, like.
He knows what he's doing.
It was nice, like, it was a cool experience, but like, he obviously thinks I'm this grappler, doesn't do any striking, can't throw a punch, and then
surprised him a little
bit, but what was more surprising is that obviously I've drilled into myself to like maybe hit the 1-2 and end for a double leg or a single leg, and the face he pulled on it.
Give him a 1-2 and smashed him at the coffee table.
I hit that single leg on him, and I didn't give him like a good push in, but like it was just the 1-2 and like the step into the single leg, and it was just like a little bit of weight, bit of weight put through him. And he went like and bounced across the room, and I said, "What do you think of that?" And he was like, "Sound it."
Don't forget, he done old Crocker when he was 30, 40. Crocker's a pen pusher now. He's like a manager. He's a manager now. He's not even on the tools no more. Like, you know what I mean?
He does. He watches more MMA now, of course, obviously, because I'm doing it. But like you can tell, he's got that little bit in him that wants me to just walk out and just pan. He's clucking for me to knock somebody out. Like, it's not gonna happen for a few years yet. Like, but,
are you a boxing fan yourself?
I watch it when it's like when there's a big fight on. Yeah, I watch it. But I love grappling. Like I watch like the big fights. Like I watch like Fury and Joshua and like Lomachenko. And I know who they are, but like I'm not gonna sit through 12 rounds of Triple G dancing around someone. Like I'll watch highlights and stuff like that. You know?
Going back on to like the bit, like we was talking about like your events, like if you ever did touch wood, like got to the big league and went to the UFC. Like the fight week, the build up. We was talking last week. We didn't really talk about it much. We fucking just went on for like 2.5 hours.
Fuck me.
Well, we was with Darren Barker out in America, and he was working for Sky. And I was thinking, this is I'm listening to Steve Bunce and Costello on 5 Live, the build up. They were doing like a podcast every day. And it was like, and hopefully you'll be in this one day, so you're lucky enough to fight in America, go out and have like the last week, the build up, the event itself, and then And they were like, oh, it's like...
It's brilliant. The UFC have got it down, though. Boxing are catching up, right, with the sort of 24/7.
BT would go behind the ropes.
No filter
boxing,
and all this stuff. But when you watch a UFC, they've been doing it for years. With the UFC countdown, and now with Embedded.
Amazing.
I love Embedded.
Amazing. And the best thing is, it's only a reality TV show, really, isn't it? Embedded. But we're not following these fucking gibs from Love Island. We're following people like yourself and like how they deal with fight week. And let's be honest, it should be the same fucking program every fucking.
But it's not.
But it's not.
It's always different.
Every like Embedded seemed to manage to do it because I used to love the Liev Schreiber
24/7.
24/7. Fucking hell. The one where Atten fought Pacquiao and Atten's with
Floyd Mayweather
Senior, like, and he's living with him. And they were like, oh, this is fucking my favourite program. I'll tell you that.
When you nerds about something like that, like whether it be boxing, MMA, mate, that's all I do, right? I'm a taxi driver, right? So like I'm more boxing than MMA, right? But I love them both. Like I will, if I got quiet periods, like I'd just be on YouTube, and this week now, for argument's sake, right, you've got Tyson Fury's fighting Tom Schwartz again, right? So I go on IFL TV, there's an interview with Tyson Fury. There was one that was over an hour long.
I love IFL, man.
Brilliant, best thing on YouTube, right? So then there was like an interview with like Bob Arum I'm watching, Frank Warren. The next thing they're showing the pad work. So they're in. I don't know what casino they were in, but they were in the bed.
Oh, it's it's the gym. What happens in fight week? They'll set up a gym in the foyer of the MGMs, and then they'll do an open workout like they do everywhere. Yeah. And if you're staying in the hotel, you can go and watch them. Yeah. You know, I'm fucking dreaming.
That's a bit of me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I love all that. Like, you know. That's if I was like say he just went to MSG to watch AG, like, you know what I mean, but imagine how good it would have been if we could have got it there another day earlier and watch you.
Like I said, Barker, Dan Barker took his missus and the kid out there, right? He got like a baby, you saying, and I was like, fucking hell, but they aren't seeing it really. He said, well, she knows I'm working. He said this trip has probably cost me money, which he's fucking lying probably. Cause he said, I sends her off in the morning, she goes shopping, I goes to work, and then he meets up. But it's a great trip for him because he's like involved in a fight. Like the tickets he had was front row, like, you know what I mean. And his missus is out there with him, so you can have a couple of hours with the kids, and then fight week out there. Just imagine having a week out there in the build up. Oh man, fucking amazing.
I went to the weigh-ins in Cardiff when Riggindale fought over here, right? Oh, yeah. Mate, that was like, I can't stop talking about
that. Fanboy.
Like, he's meeting fucking Jerry Cooney and fucking George Groves and that. I met Bradley Skeet. I didn't stop fucking talking about it. No one knows Bradley Skeet is listening to boxing. I was like, I fucking met Bradley Skeet and I met Nick Blackwell.
I had similar sort of fanboy thing. It was Brett did a grappling show called Polaris.
Yeah.
Like, he was on the Polaris show in the Ice Rink Arena after the Cage Warriors show. And he needed to go up and do the weigh-ins the day before, so like I went up with Brett and like I was at the weigh-ins, and obviously Polaris has got like the best sort of grapplers in the UK, not in the UK, sorry, in the world, but like the UK boys will usually fight the Americans, like that's the way they like to do it sometimes. So like the European circuit will fight the American boys and they'll fly them over and stuff. But there's the weigh-ins were in a room, and it was like it weren't that big, like it was not big at all, but they had to do it the face-offs. So obviously everybody was there for the face-offs and the weigh-ins, and like there was like I was sitting there, and you had like Benson Henderson from
of course,
so he's there, and like he's doing a grappling show, but he was there anyway, and Brett was like, go on have a photo with him, and I was like, no, I'm right. I'll be happy seeing him. I'll be happy seeing him. I'll be happy saying I've seen him in person, and I saw all these high level like fanboys about the grapplers and these MMA fighters I've seen, like Jake Shields and stuff like that. They all come over to do the grappling shows, and I was just like happy just to like go, like, Jesus Christ.
You fuck all like us. We'd have had him in headlock.
Listen, I'm the first to say, right, I used to say for years, fuck, I'm not one to take photos of people who see. I'm just happy to shake their hand and that. Then I met Jamie from the X Factor, the curling cunt. Yeah. In the services. I couldn't fucking stop myself. But same as when we met Dennis Pennis.
When we met Dennis Pennis was a classic.
Exactly,
he's fucking well, he's on. He's come from the farm. What I
fuck it, mate. That's what memories are there.
You know, what I found is you can feel someone out. I wouldn't walk up to someone with a camera like this.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Right?
Yeah.
I would walk, like
if they're having fucking food with their missus
the
and
people
kids.
are like, when I met Bradley Skeet, for argument's sake, like Bradley Skeet was walking through the St David Centre in Cardiff. He was obviously on his way to the weigh-ins. Me and my mate were on our way, and we clocked him because he was in a big group. It must have been like his family and his coaches and that. I looked like, I said, fuck, it's Bradley Skeet. And as I looked across, he looked at me, and I went, without even thinking, I went, all right, Bradley. He went, how's it going, mate? All right. I said, are you going to weigh-ins? He said, yeah, we're going up there now. I said, oh mate, I don't want to bother you. Any chance we can have a photo? And he was like, no problem at all. But like, say I'd said, all right, Bradley, I need a V-night. I wouldn't have fucking done it then.
It's mad how many people they're happy to take photos provided you sound to them. Like, most of them are going like Brett has all the time when he's out and about and people just start talking to him. He's more than happy to speak to people. But then you have the ones that are running over with the camera in the face and that.
That's right.
You can understand.
You're not to believe this. When we was in the foyer in the weigh-in, we was getting a baby. We walked past Tommy Coyle's old man, right? I had to follow Tommy Coyle's old man on Instagram. Quite funny, like, you know what I mean? Tommy Coyle tortures him. Like. Well, he walked past, and on Instagram he's like, Daddy Coyle is his name. And it wasn't like Fanboy, because it's fucking Tommy Coyle's father. It's fuck all to do with it. But when he walked past, he went, oh fuck, Daddy Coyle. And he looked and he went, I can't stop. He said, I'm in a rush. And I was like, I don't fucking want a photo. You sell fruit and veg, you dog cat. I don't want a fucking photo.
Did you say, Jim? Oh, hang on, I'm Paddy Kelly. I got a fucking podcast I go famous to do.
Oh, I can't stop, I'm in a rush. I went, fucking chill out, Batman. Fucking hell. Calm your fucking head. Like, what the fuck?
I'm yet to come across, obviously I've been to a lot of MMA shows around the country, nice following Dino. Like, obviously we've been involved with Boodle, we've had, you know, decent level guys down there, you know, and then going to boxing shows and that. And yet they come across one guy that went, oh, fuck off, or was an asshole in any way whatsoever. You know, like I said, when we went to Cardiff, Anthony Farnell, who someone of you probably won't even remember, Anthony Farnell was from like Oldham or something. And he
Manchester way,
he fought like British level. He was coaching some boy there who fought Gavin Buckland. This is Gavin Buckland. Right? And they came over and just the boys that they were their mates, they were sitting next to us. So they come over and started talking, and the next thing I'm going, fuck. In my head, I never said this, like, oh fuck, you're Anthony Farnell, that, right? I was like, fuck, I was going, fuck, that's it. I'm in this conversation with Anthony Farnell, who I remember watching as a young boy, like, because he was Friday night fights when boxing was nowhere near the level it is now. Of course it's not. You're talking about Ian the Dapper Napper headlining in Coventry.
This is how when people get Eddie and shit, it fucking does my head in a little bit, because in some of our books, Eddie hits him, but he's taking it to another level. And you know, I remember Friday night fights. The favorite fight was in York Hall, and that's a big fight, like.
Yeah, that was.
And now the fucking filming Wembley and MSG with British. You filmed Madison Square Garden with solely British fighters. Now that wouldn't happen without Eddie Hearn, like, you know what I mean. When Naz went and fought Kevin Kelly and MSG, it wasn't full of British fighters. Naz didn't take a full stable with him.
No.
You know, it's boxing's changed, like.
Yeah, it's changed. Like we didn't talk about last week, Jay Harris.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, something happened with you just mentioned.
Right. Let's talk about Jay Harris's fight first. We meant to talk about this last week, but we got carried away. do you know Jay at all?
I know who he is, but
you know who Jay is, right? So we had Jay on the podcast a while ago, and obviously we've been following his career anyway, because you would have known Peter anyway.
Oh yeah. And the old man would know Peter. Fucking, they'd be really good mates.
Right. So, like, obviously Jay came on a podcast and that. He'd had a tough time. He signed with MTK Global. He got a lot of fights recently. Fought for the EBU title, the European title, and the guy he fought Moreno in his last fight that fought Charlie Edwards for the, I think he's WBC champion, isn't he? Something along them lines. And so I'd seen this Moreno. Moreno's a tough guy, so I thought it'd be tough for Jay. Fuck, Jay done a job on it. My god, an absolute job. I was in a wedding, right? Fuck, I can't get away from it. Like, I'm in this wedding, I've had about fucking 12 pints, like, and I'm with a couple of boys, like family, and I'm going, what time is it? Fucking Jay's going to be on now, right? We are standing, I got my phone, because he was on YouTube, because they were streaming the MTK show from Cardiff on we got my phone propped up on the bar,
Yeah.
and there's like 3 of us there in this wedding.
Yeah.
The Champions League final was going on 9 at the time, but it was shit, and it was,
Right,
and I don't
yeah.
care about either side. Like,
Yeah.
I think Liverpool were winning anyway, so I was like, fucking definitely not watching it. So then I was just watching JIC put a fucking clinic on it.
I must have I missed that because I think I switched you on and is it Pretty Boy Kelly, PBK?
Oh, well, Jay wasn't on that, was he?
I wouldn't have
No.
okay.
Jay was on YouTube. Josh Kelly was on. He was on the early part of the Sky Sports show.
I got it.
So yeah, Jay headlined the MTK Global show, which they were streaming on YouTube, which was in the UK. It was in Cardiff.
I got it right.
So like we there watching it, it was a brilliant performance. Because to see what Charlie Edwards had done, and Charlie Edwards is world champion. Charlie Edwards did well against Marino, probably won every round as well, but he didn't do it as dominantly, in my opinion, as Jay did it. I thought Jay was excellent. You know, he just bullied the fuck out of the guy. Like,
Selby fight next.
So this is what I saw. Just literally as I was walking in, I'd had something I got tagged in on Twitter. Well, a podcast got tagged in on me, and hang on, let me find it because I can just read it fucking out there. That Frank Warren have won the purse bids. It appears, well, is that Michael Benson? You follow him on Twitter?
Oh, he's good.
He's the boxing journal. He always seems to be up to scratch with things. Appears Frank Warren will have a London show at the Copper Box as the the British Boxing Board of Control says he'll promote Chris Jenkins versus Liam Taylor there in September.
Oh, amazing.
So that's Chris Jenkins, obviously we're on the podcast as well. British welterweight champion, I believe, or light welterweight, I believe. Warren also won the purse bids for Andrew Selby versus Jay Harris, and we'll put on Sam Bowen versus Anthony on the August 3rd Conlon card. So that means that obviously that Andrew Selby Jay Harris fight got sanctioned for the British title, didn't it?
Probably it's early for both fighters to be fighting for the British title, isn't it? But if you want, like, what does Jay do? Like, you know, you don't avoid Selby, do you? If you want the big fights, you've got to fucking take them. Especially at that lighter weight, you can't go avoiding each other.
I think, there's not many fights out there when you're fighting at that lightweight. What he said in the interview after he won the European title was, I want the fights, but if they're going to pay me,
of course, yeah.
You know, because obviously he's at that stage now where he's Commonwealth champion, he's European champion, he's holding a few cards in his favour now as well. So he wants to get paid his worth now. So that Selby fight may still not happen because if they do the purse bids and they can't, you know, agree.
Of course.
You know, Jay doesn't have to fight Andrew Selby, and Andrew Selby doesn't have to fight Jay. You know, Andrew Selby may say, no, thank you, I just lost a world title eliminator, I'm going to stay at world level. I'm not going to bother fighting for the British title. As fans, like, we'd want to see that fight. You know what I mean? In a way, I don't want to see that fight, but I want to see that fight. If you know what I mean.
That's what the UFC do well. Like,
do very well.
Best have to fight the best.
Best have to fight the best. That's what boxing have got completely wrong. And with the heavyweight scene now currently, it's so blatantly obvious. Like, you know, if Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder were in the UFC, they would have already fought each other at least once by now because they would have been forced to.
That's what we've said for the last. What we said for the last week. It's mad how they have sort of had this 6-week period now where all three will have fought, isn't it? Like what we said the other week was Joshua Wilder, if they fought each other, could be the biggest sporting event for the next 3 years running by a mile. Like, you know, it's an easy trilogy to make, isn't it? You know what I mean? But as it is now, everything been fucking thrown out the window now, and Ruiz is with Bob Arum. Al Heyman, who's also got Deontay Wilder. So does that put a spanner in the works for the rematch?
So they're all working against each other instead of working together. Like in the UFC, because it's monopolised, you've got no fucking choice.
Bad for the fighters, but as a fan, it's great, you know.
The same thing though, in the UFC, your losses don't really matter.
No.
You know, in boxing now, AJ's finished because he lost one fight. You know, people are going like, well, he's finished. And if he loses a rematch, he's definitely finished. That's not necessarily. In the UFC, if, let's say for argument's sake, Cormier lost the Stipe Miocic next and lost a rematch, if he wanted to fight on, they'd let him fight on. He's fucking Daniel Cormier. And that should be the same with AJ. You know what I mean? If AJ started losing to European or British level fighters, you'd be going, you should be throwing a fucking...
Problem, I think, with the AJ thing, like, it looks like the rematch is 100% happening.
Yeah, I think they triggered it. Yeah.
So yeah. So it looks like it's definitely happening. Where it'll be, I don't know. There's talk of he wants to do it back in Madison Square Garden, the fucking exercise of demons. But the worry, I think, is do get the David Price sort of thing. Know where David Price lost to Tony Thompson, wasn't it? And then he wanted, like, I think it was Malone. He went straight back in, and Maloney said to him, "It's a bad idea. Like, you shouldn't be taking it." And he took the fight and lost exactly the same. He lost worse. Like, that's the worry for AJ. Does he win the rematch? You know what I mean? Who fucking knows?
Not on that fucking performance the other week.
No,
not on that performance. Anyway, have you seen any of the bare knuckle?
I have, yeah. Brett loves it. Yeah.
Right.
He's always watching it.
James said he won on the weekend. Have you sparred with James yet?
I've rolled with him.
You rolled with him.
Obviously, I'm not going to bloody strike with him.
I was just wondering, because as soon as you said earlier he went to KGB, I was like, I wonder whether he's got him with James yet.
I've rolled it with Lily. He's right. Like, I'm not. I ain't putting any bigger than 8 ounce gloves on. Like, I'm not. I know exactly where I stand.
But wouldn't you do it for the experience of doing it?
Oh yeah, no, of course. I train with anybody. Like, as long as you know, like, there's a mutual sort of consent.
Yeah, I don't think James would be the type of guy.
He's a top.
Yeah, he's fucking great.
He's some, like, at the end of the day, like, and obviously, like, I'm a kid. Like, at the end of the day, he's not gonna go and box my head off. You know, like,
no.
People like. If it's
there would be no benefit to him whatsoever.
It's the same as like when I like roll with somebody who's a brand new beginner. I'm not gonna beat the brakes off him. What is the point? I don't gain anything from it. Same as in striking. Like, I'm by no means a great striker, but I know for a fact I can outstrike a brand new beginner. Like, what's the point? Like, the other day on Tuesday, there was a lad who just started. And like he was doing the sparring, and he did. I had 16s on. I think he had MMA gloves on. But like I said to him, like he was like, he'd punch me, but like he wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I just
he's scared what you're going to do there.
I just went, I'm not having this. So I said I put my hands down. I said, just hit me in the face. I said, it's fine. It's not going to hurt. And I was just like, I was taking the shots, and I was saying, like, I said, you can do it harder. I said, it's fine. The gloves, like, not going to hurt you. I'm not gonna blast you for like hitting me, like, for catching me. I said, it's like, if you're a beginner, you've got to have those people like they did to me.
They'll bring you on.
People brought me on. People gave me tips and tricks and, you know, little bits of information to make me a better person. And like, if you wanna, you know, be an asshole to these new stars, they're never gonna come back, and then you're not gonna have any training partners to train with. So you know, you gotta be nice to these people, and like, no doubt James wouldn't take the piss from you.
No, he wouldn't. He boxed lovely on the weekend.
Yeah, he
did. The guy.
What you expected?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he can get into a tear up, can he? And but he didn't. He stuck it to his boxing. He was much. Obviously, technically, he was much better than the guy he was fighting. The guy was game as fuck, mate. And you know, I think he would have stayed there all night. James dropped him heavy in the first, but he stuck in there. But he stayed on the back foot. He picked his shots and.
He's a good boxer.
He's a good boxer, and he's been dragged into fights before there, especially. And at BKP, you only got to get one errand one, and it can fucking hurt. Like, it could drop you, it could make your eye fucking black, you know, because it's not boxing with gloves, is it? You know, so. But he fought very well, and you know, hopefully onwards and upwards. He's 4-0 now in BKP. Like, it was a good show, mate.
It was
great.
Do you watch the Artem Lawler and Jason Knight?
Great fight. Yeah, we talked about it on. Yeah, it was. Well, I say great fight. Technically, it wasn't a very good fight. But if you enjoy, genuinely now, I'd watch two drunks fight behind fucking the old quids in, like. So you know, I just enjoy fighting. Yeah. So like to watch that fight, which was as wild a brawl as you're ever gonna fucking see, and to think they went 5 rounds that. You know, you've seen the state, and everyone's seen the photos of the state.
Who do you fancy, Malaji and him? It's a good fight, mind, as in, like, name-wise.
Name-wise, yeah, but there should be no comparison.
No.
If Maliaji is fit and ready, but the problem Maliaji got is he can't. I say it's bare knuckle, he can't hit. I wouldn't want him to hit me in the fucking face, truth be told. But Artem Lobov...
No, is he heavy-handed enough? Like?
Is he heavy-handed enough to keep Lobov off him for 5 rounds? Lobov ain't going to worry about his technique or nothing. He ain't going to come and try and get the sweet science with Paulie. He's going to come in there, he's going to charge in, swinging wild, and has Paulie got enough pep to fucking keep him
I'm not that, he got enough, he's fucking getting on a bit, whereas like Lobov is coming straight out of training camps and stuff, still active fighter. Malnaji blown up, he's fucking, he hasn't fought for good few years now, innit?
I can't even remember his last fight.
I just waited for that McGregor documentary to come out to show the full
footage. Like,
they're never going to release it.
Yeah, they are.
The full footage.
Well, what it is a documentary coming out on Netflix, funny enough, about the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Oh, you have said,
And they have reckoned that they got the full fucking 9-10 rounds that they did, like. So, depending on who makes the documentary.
In my opinion, if Conor had schooled Paulie, like he says he schooled him, that would have already been out there.
Yeah.
He's not waiting for no Netflix documentary.
No, true,
Paulie said enough derogatory stuff about Conor McGregor that he would have gone, oh yeah, fuck it, I heard this. He don't need to call him for no documentary. He's going, there we are, there it is. I beat him up for 9 rounds, you can fucking see it there. I don't think he probably didn't, like, you know, you saw the best of it.
Of course he did,
You know, so I think, I've been watching UFC 25 years stuff on it.
Mate, I was going to bring it up, mate.
Brilliant.
All these documentaries, we always talk about the mind games now. YouTube knows what I'm thinking. Turn it on, right? And he went out to cook a fillet steak, and Dana White and the Fertitas documentary. My fucking head's going. You know what I mean? I'm talking in work about how to cook a fillet steak and about fucking UFC, and that comes up on my fucking YouTube. I don't know what's happening here, right? Mind control again, right? I was going to get Dawn in India to talk about fucking conspiracy theories would be on now. We got a new conspiracy theory. Fucking head's gone. These documentaries are tremendous, isn't it? Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And it's like new ones popping up every 2 minutes.
Yeah, I thought like the first week I watched like the Lion's Den one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the Lion's Den was brilliant.
Yeah.
And
I like the Fertitas, mate.
The Fertitas one was good.
They're cool.
I watched them all. I was watching them all, like, you know, the Chuck Liddell one, the Iceman, because when I'd seen the original UFCs and that, but they was more like a fascination thing more than, because I've always been a big boxing fan. It wasn't really like, oh, this is a sport. It was like, this is like a film that I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme in fucking AWOL.
Exactly.
This is what this is like.
Fighting in the swimming pools.
And saying, that's what it was like. There was a game on the old like Master System or something called Pit Fighter, right? It was really fucking old, you know what I mean? Nothing like the computer.
You wouldn't even look at it.
No.
The graphics.
It was out before you were born.
Right?
So, but that's what the UFC was like. It wasn't like this is going to be a legitimate sport. This is like, oh, this is just like, this is genuinely like AWOL. This is like blood sport. This is like all those things. So you didn't really take it seriously. I watched it as a kid, but when I started getting back into the UFC as a sport, like Chuck Liddell was on top. You know what I mean? So like that's when I started watching. It was like, you know, Chuck versus Randy 2 probably, when Chuck beat him for the title, like, and then you had Chuck Tito Ortiz, and they were the big names: Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell. So to watch that documentary, it's like, fuck yeah, you forget, because Chuck seemed to like fade away. Because he got knocked up by Rashad and then he had bad losses then along the way. It's like you forget how good he was when he was
Chuck
good.
was tough as
he was fucking
fuck.
Good. Yeah, he was good.
Jesus
he was a superstar. You know what I mean? It's like you say, you see it from that documentary. But every single one of them that I've seen have been brilliant. The Matt Hughes one, it's like
that's a really
it's like it's tough to watch at times. You know, because Matt Hughes was such a fucking animal.
Monster.
Like slamming Carlos Newton and taking Frank Trigg right away across the cage and all those things, and beating GSP and that, and you're going, he was an animal. He was the best in the world, like pound for pound #1. He beat Royce Gracie, he beat everyone. And you see him now, and he's like struggling to fucking walk and talk and shit. And it's
what was it? Car like crash?
His truck got stuck on a train track or
No.
something, and he get by a train. Yeah.
What, even the train couldn't take him out?
No, well, no, he's still fucking going.
Like that's proper film
Should've
stuff.
died.
That is.
Yeah. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I haven't.
No,
I watched the Pride one last night.
Pride.
Brilliant.
If you don't know the story, then they do a fantastic job.
Fantastic job,
because it's like, I don't know, I'm deep down the rabbit hole and everything MMA, so like I've read the stories all 10 times over, but it's still, the videos are classic.
Awesome.
Because they're going to find that interview with somebody that I haven't interviewed before, and they're going to find that bit of like footage that no one's seen, and like, You know, they're putting money into these productions. Like they are good productions.
I remember when I first discovered Pride, I was like, obviously I was just watching UFC, and it was like as if that was the only thing that fucking existed.
Yeah.
And then I stumbled across this this site, right? Like no one used to stream.
Yeah.
They used to have all the old fights on it. It's called MMA Linker, right?
I go,
Yeah. And I go on MMA Linker, and there was like some Mirko Crow Cop highlight package, right? And he was still in Pride at the time. And I was like, who the fuck's this guy? And so then I started watching Crow Cop's fights, and he's like head kicking everyone unconscious at the time. Is when he was a fucking animal.
Brendan Sharp used Crow Cop.
Yeah, he did.
Well, but that wasn't the real Crow Cop. Like,
No.
so then the next thing you go, oh, this guy beat Crow Cop. His name's Fedor Emelianenko, and then you go, I'm watching all the Fedor fights, and then I'm watching all Naguera, and then I was just going down to Sakuraba, and I'm like, what the fuck? They fighting in a ring?
Do you watch any Bob Sapp?
Bob Sapp.
When he
we love it. I must have watched that about 50 times.
Bob Sapp when he pile drives fucking Naguera into the fucking floor. You know, things like that. I was fascinated then by Pride, like, and then that was when like there was sort of, it's before they merged, so there was like that standoff, like could that guy beat that guy? Could Vanderlei Silva beat Chuck? And then I remember watching Chuck lose to Rampage, like. I'd never seen Rampage fight before, and it was just like, I never heard of that guy. How did Chuck Liddell, the best in the world, lose to that guy? And then you go back and you watch Rampage's highlights, and he's like slamming Ricardo Arona on his fucking head and all sorts.
UFC is a bit like the snooker, innit? Snooker used to be full of characters.
Yeah.
Like imagine them characters now in this day and age. Yeah. They were superstars back then. Would they be bigger now? I don't know.
What?
Like people like Liddell and Rampage and all that.
I think I think the Reebok deal sort of sanitised the UFC in a lot of ways. I like the individuality of the way people shorts and with the sponsors on, and I think it added a bit more character. Now everyone looks exactly the same. Yeah. You know, I know why the UFC did it, but I don't understand it. It didn't do it for me.
Like, I don't like how like they gave the false sort of premise that it was to make the UFC look more like uniform and look more like a real sport, because in theory all you've done is just take all the sponsors off the shorts, keep the ones that are on the mat, so you get all the money, the fighters get nothing.
Exactly.
Like Demetrius Johnson sponsored by Microsoft and Xbox, like he's getting a lot of money, like, and now you're just saying
you can't have that anymore.
You know,
it's just not fair, is it?
It's not fair.
You know,
like Brendan Sharp, he stopped fighting because right around that time, and he was making so much more money. $100,000
he reckons he was making just on his robe and shorts.
Yeah.
You know,
like
and I can't.
John Jones sponsored by Nike, for God's sake, and you're trying to tell me that the Reebok Fight Week incentive pay is gonna sort of equal. Like it's not.
No,
it's
of course it's not.
The only people that benefits is the UFC at the end of the day. It doesn't benefit any fighters at all. Like it's huge. Granted, it makes it look great, but like at the end of the day, these people are going in and they're putting their consciousness on the line. They need to get paid. Like they haven't got long in this sport. Like it's a brutal sport. It's a cruel sport. We haven't got long. Like when you get at that top level, and you haven't got long at that top level.
Of course not.
And you need to make as much money as you can and then get out. Like because it doesn't last forever. Like the boxers are getting paid well. Like they're getting paid very, very well. Like all these the new DAZN.
Yeah, of course,
He's like
Fury with 130 million.
Yeah, I don't know how they can sustain that, mate.
No, I
when
don't.
they're paying Canelo 300 million for like a 6-fight deal, and then Golovkin, then AJ, you know, and then you're thinking, fuck me. Whether they like trying to dominate the market and then you know calm down a bit, you know, but fuck me, they're spending money.
I know economics fucking major, but it doesn't look like they can maintain that type of.
No, Christ, no.
You know,
you'd be like Affliction going out of business now.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah, people have tried to, you know, in other, like you say, in other ways to dominate the sport by putting tons of money in, and it's failed. Like you know, so they say that the DAZN thing doesn't seem to add up.
No.
You know, right? Have you got any more? I want to ask before we go, Ro.
Yeah.
We can't go just yet because we got to do a little bit of Swans stuff, right?
That's alright, no worries. I used to have seen tickets.
You do, yeah. Well, there we are. That fucking helps us massively. We'd be here for another fucking hour. No, we know most of the boys that come in don't give a fuck. Yeah. I think I can ask John Phillips about the Swans. Like, we fucking left that alone, like, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. Granted, since I started training, I haven't followed football since. I feel like you've got to be good until about 2016.
What's next for you? Obviously, you're going to IMMAFs again.
Yeah.
When's that?
I fly next Monday 8 AM. So
Fuck, we got you at the right time then, didn't we?
yeah.
Mate,
Sometimes
I
Paddy
planned
does
it
it right.
fucking perfect, let me tell you. We was nearly interviewing him on the plane, but Ricky Wright's gone ahead in front of us.
So after IMMAF, so will you be senior this time or still junior? Oh, you'll be junior,
I'll
still
be
junior.
Yeah, I got this year as a junior, and then if I want to, I can do another year as a junior again, which I probably will, to be honest, because the seniors are the best. Like they could be 40 and still be an amateur. So
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm not. I'm by no stretch of my means like filled out as an athlete yet. So it'd probably benefit me to stay as a junior for the next year as well, then do a year on the senior tournaments, and by that time then I would have probably graduated from uni, and then I can turn pro and then
So that's the goal, to get university out the way and then consider return a pro.
Because obviously, like at this moment in time, like I'm fairly strapped for cash. Like, so when I turn pro, it'd be at just the right time where I've got like no student loan to support myself. So I can make some money then on the side, and so stay amateur for roughly the next 2-3 years, and then that'll be prime time really. Like I'll be like a young prospect sort of thing. So that'll be pretty cool to do. But in the meantime, IMMAF's next week. Come back 2-weight champ, because I'm going up to middleweight this time.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where you'll be campaigning?
Yeah, I think the issue is with the IMMAF. I didn't touch on that actually. You weigh in every day, so every time you fight, you weigh in on that same day. So when I fought on Monday, I weighed in Monday. When I fought Thursday, I weighed in Thursday. When I fought Friday, I weighed in Friday. So over the week, I had to diet down to 77. Like when I've made 77, the past 2 occasions, it's been like strategically cutting out my carbs so that my body doesn't hold on to water so much, and then once I weighed in, carbing back up and putting all the water back into my muscles and stuff. But like if you asked me to weigh in the next day, I would not be 77 again. I'd be maybe 80 kilos again, because obviously the refuel with all the carbs, I fill back out because I am going to weigh in the next day. So this, after the last fight, looking like it was about 8 weeks difference, and I was looking at, is it really going to be possible for me to make 77 day by day, and because you can't cut weight up there, you can't go in the sauna the night before. Like it's impossible. Like you're not going to survive going in the sauna the night before you fight, and then weighing in at 6 AM and then filling back up, fighting, and then doing it again. It's not sustainable. So this time back up to middleweight. So I think when I'm doing the IMMAF comps, I'll probably be a middleweight, and then when I'm back in the UK, I should be able to make 77 comfortably again. But obviously, granted, once I made it once I competed in middleweight, then I let go like the freedom it is to not have to worry so much about
the weight.
I don't think maybe I won't go back down, but working with my nutritionist and stuff like that, he's pretty switched on. Like he knows how to get me down with the carbs and taking the carbs out of my diet and stuff just for that week to get me down. So like it won't be that hard to make 77 back in the UK. So middleweight at the IMMAFs, and then welterweight at home.
So if there's any sponsors out there, hit Rowan up on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You'll get
but as a sponsor, if you're going to sponsor people, it's better to get in at the beginning.
Get on the ground floor.
Like no offence to Brett, you got some good sponsors, and you got cracking sponsors. Get in on the ground floor when it's starting. Yeah. Because it would be more appreciated. Like and I'm sure Rowan will appreciate it more if you start from when you really need it. Who knows then when he hits a big time and he turns pro, and the people who've been with him for all of his career, then I'm sure he'll fucking look after them more. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think the photos I've seen, it's like a team in it now going out.
Yeah, Team Wales. Yeah.
So I think Glenn the Sledge is on there.
Oh, Glenn's good.
Which is fucking great to see.
He's top boy.
Big fan of Glenn. Yeah.
He's top man.
Oh fuck!
Should be good. Yeah,
Glenn's
good to see.
Well. Yeah, it'll be good.
It's only like $3.99 to watch the full week as well. So it's streaming on immaf.tv. So.
Oh, no.
So you can watch it next week.
So we'll do all the best for that. Like I say, it Rowan up on Instagram and Twitter. Give him a follow. Get his followers up.
Even if I don't post, I'm boring. So.
Right. The Swans. Ryan got a rumour right.
First time ever. Huh? Took me time though, didn't it?
He fucking all did on and off.
Yeah. He's been in Swansea fucking longer than Bonnie Tyler.
Must have been all the irregular betting patterns. I actually went down there today, right? I had a fair in Swans training ground.
Oh, right,
Fair. So I went down there. Obviously, I'll get to what after this now anyway. But I went down there. There was cameras set up on that. I had to go around by reception. A young boy came out. He must be like academy boy or something. Anyway, I took him whatever I took him. And they had cameras set up, but they weren't like media cameras like BBC or anything.
Yeah, it was like Swans.
They were like the in-house Swans TV cameras. By that point, right, I'd already seen the photo that you've seen that's on our WhatsApp group of someone, right, who's done a little sneaky beaky like this and taken a photo of Cooper with Hugh Lake.
It's gone on Twitter and everything, mate.
Right.
Oh, don't tell me someone's got his shit.
Oh.
No.
You're going to like this one.
Oh, fuck.
This is what it's all about.
My God.
This will definitely get us banned from the Swans, probably. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. Right, so I get a message, because I get all these messages sent to me now.
Yeah. Because they think we are some sort of
voice of the Swans.
Yeah.
We're not. We just love to gossip. That's
yeah,
all it
we
is.
don't give a fuck.
And we will out everyone.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. So I'm not going to mention this guy or potentially girl's name that sent me this.
I like that. Very clever.
With his name right.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. Right, but this is what I've heard. Right?
Like
this is what I'm told. Right? Starts with, I'm sure you love a bit of gossip. A man or woman who listens to the podcast, obviously. And this is the story. The Swans are paid off Lee Dineen's BVS. What's BVS? Must be his
bulk vending systems.
Right.
Yeah.
As of today, because one of his staff went at Fairwood, emptying a machine, saw Steve Cooper, took a photo of him without permission prior to his appointment, and put it all over social media. And he said, I haven't seen it. I have fucking seen it.
Yeah.
Right? Because of this, Swans cancelled the BVS contract with immediate effect and want the employee sanction too. I can't say that just because I'll be potentially grassing this guy up.
Yeah.
Basically, Lee Dineen, Trevor Birch. Apparently, Trevor Birch had put a stop to Dineen having tickets for himself.
No.
Yeah, that's another Jack already. And apparently the new owners and everyone who's involved with the club now was pissed off that this photo got out before they announced it.
Yeah.
It may actually have sped the announcement up, because I'm thinking to myself, it got announced at a weird time, didn't it? If I was going to do it, I'd be announcing a proper press conference.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And maybe that photo sort of forced them into
doing
something. I don't know. But that's the rumour for this week, is that Lee Dineen's...
Are you happy with it, Cooper?
Cooper, well, what the fuck do
we love a left field fucking appointment anyway,
do we? Tell you what I like about it is I may win a couple of quid. But it's I like it for facts. You know, I got told last Monday, it was a pretty strong rumour that it was this Steve Cooper. I was like, who the fuck is this guy like? So I had a bit of research at the time. He was 18-1. I had a bit of research, and I was like, I don't know the first thing about this guy. Ex-Man United academy coach, England under-17 World Cup winning coach. Like, get some dough on it. I had an Ayrton Senna on it, I thought that's a nice pick. I got 190, and I think I didn't think, me, I put a tenner on it. Fucking guy crashes his car and waits to sign a contract.
Yeah. He's on the same trade track as Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not fair like honestly, Jared, that's why.
Honestly, I never win fuck all. So I was like certain this will go down. And then just before we did the podcast, it must have been, what did we do the podcast last week? Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
It must have been Friday then. Anyway, the day of the podcast, I had the nod that it was going to be announced this week. So, by the time you tried to chuck any dough on then, they'd frozen all the bet in, you know what I mean? So, anyway, I was pretty sure then that it was coming in, like I say, you couldn't say for certain, could you? But then all of a sudden he's 2-9 on the bet, you know what I mean? So, everyone's lumped on, because word gets around quickly, everyone started lumping on Steve Cooper, who was at fucking 25-1 on the Sunday. If you had him at 25-1, you'd done alright for yourself, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's in, I got one right. I was due.
Yeah, 100%.
I was fucking
taking 8 years.
It has,
Yeah. And Dan James.
I don't know much about him. DJT and Night there, I was looking at all his photos yesterday, he looks happy.
Yeah, he reminds me of Wallace, not from Wallace and Gromit with a smile. He's got big teeth and all that. Honest to God, you look at him smiling this week, he's the image of Wallace and Gromit.
He's
watching
he loves his
Rob
cheese,
Trousers, he loves his cheese, Wednesday Dale.
Yeah, so we knew he was going to go. I didn't quite think he'd end up at
Man
United.
Fucking unbelievable.
He's done alright there. I wish him all the best. He was fucking great for us while he lasted. But I knew that. I said towards the end of the year, after he stripped that Brentford defence where he ran the fucking length of the pitch, I was like, I'm going to have to go to games now because I want to see DJ now because we ain't going to see him again. So that's why I went to a lot of games at the end of the year just to see Dan James because I knew he was going to fuck off. So, what are you going to do? Are they going to be invested? Probably fucking not. But that's a story for another day. I ain't going to worry about the Swans. Have we got any more?
No, we do Chernobyl next week.
Chernobyl. I got to finish watching it.
Huh?
Great show.
I got to finish it.
We'll do it now through
Well, hang on. Well, saying that, I know the fucking ending.
Yeah, I got one episode left as well.
I got 2 episodes.
What do you think of it?
It's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
It's really good.
It's fucking scary. Them Ruskies don't give a fuck.
No.
The miners, when the miner goes up to the government guy and says, will our families be looked after? And he looks him in the eye and goes, probably not.
Yeah.
And they give him 800 rupees for getting...
And the fucking head miner is fucking Trevor out of his standards.
Trevor had his cock out. One of these fucking... One of them little moles looks so happy. Fucking hell.
He was filming it. He didn't have a...
Donna's head went. Donna never even knew of Chernobyl. And I was an intelligent guy. Well, you knows what Chernobyl. Donna never even knew of Chernobyl, right? So we watched it on, put it on.
It didn't happen for tenants, so it didn't happen.
No. If yeah. So Donna never even knew of it. So then she's watching this thing and she's like, why do we not have why in this taught in history lessons and all that? And I went, yeah, you've got a point. 9/11, we have a minute silence. Why are we having more people died here than 9/11? Why are we not having a minute silence all that? And then she hit me from out the blue end. She went, have cancer rates gone up in Europe since this? And I went, fuck, they probably will have. Yeah. And she went, why is it? This is the reason, should we all eat in Welsh lamb? There's no dome around Russia where you can say, we'll stop it here. The fucking thing spread over.
Well, it's quite frankly, I knew about Chernobyl, and that.
Yeah.
When they say, there's a line in it where they're saying about how it's going to melt down and it could cause explosions. And that's why they bring the miners in.
Yeah. Trevor with the cock out.
Trevor with his cock out.
He didn't give a fuck, did he?
And they're like, it would basically make, just half of Europe inhabitable.
Yeah.
And it's
Sweden.
This could have really happened. I was alive when this was going on.
Sweden was gone.
Yeah.
They'd have been fucked in the IMMAFs, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have been funded in. They all coming looking like Simon Western. No fuckers going near. No one's rolling with them fuckers.
They'd be disqualified with 3
Crazy program.
Really?
We didn't
know the half of it. Let's put it that way.
Didn't know the half of it.
What do you think of even though they were speaking English, but they were meant to be Russian people? Because
that's just artistic license. I don't do Gamora. Do you like Gamora? Is an Italian gangster from series about Naples. That's got subtitles. I suppose if we want,
it was at the start it was annoying, but it got fine.
Once
it was fine afterwards. But obviously, do you know, because they're speaking as if it's happened in England. It started me thinking that it was happening up the road in Stoke-on-Trent. It was happening over there. And then,
we're not going to believe this. Do you know how many nuclear plants are in fucking England?
A lot.
It is about fucking. There's a good food
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, way more than you'd imagine.
So some radiation, I think, if I'm got my facts right, but some radiation did infect some cows in the
Welsh lambs.
That was it.
Yeah. Fuck, we having Sunday dinner, fucking minted lamb chops on the market.
Yeah. You got three bollocks tomorrow.
Yeah, I've had 2 bollocks for a long time. 3 bollocks, but no cock. That's the problem. I'm nothing like Trevor from EastEnders, didn't tell it.
Yeah. I watched the one I just watched now is the one where the miners come in. So I probably got a few.
Yeah, you've got about 3 left.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
When they see us on Netflix,
I gotta watch it. It's on my list
that's
again.
Good, is it?
You are gonna pull who fucking hell.
You don't watch Black Mirror by any chance, do you?
Do you know why
it's on my list. I got so much on my list.
Was Black What was the one that was on Channel 4 and it was
Charlie
basically
Brooker's.
about David Cameron fucking a
Yeah,
pig?
that's one.
I've seen that
That's the
one, but
yeah.
all the others, the new ones that are in America, are supposed to be incredible.
Honestly, they are. Like I started.
Charlie
Brooker, yeah,
Brooker,
the
I
TV
started-
review guy.
I started watching it by accident actually
Yeah.
on Channel 4 when it was on Channel 4, so I was obviously quite bloody young.
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
watching, but when it got rebooted for Netflix and stuff, but like since Netflix have come on board,
Brilliant.
it's class. It is class.
Yeah.
Charlie Brooker wrote Dead Set. Did you ever see Dead Set?
Is that a horror? What was that about?
Dead Set, before he done Black Mirror, right?
Is that about the Big Brother?
Dead Set is
Yeah.
a zombie outbreak
Oh, yeah.
that's set in Big Brother, right? Now I know that doesn't sound like an amazing premise because you think, oh, Big Brother's easy. Honestly, it's fucking brilliant.
So they're in
Right?
Big
It's on
Brother house,
Netflix.
but it
It's
happens
not-
outside.
it's on Netflix.
It's not like George Orwell, like Big Brother type thing, is it? It's
No,
actual
actual
yeah,
Big
yeah,
Brother.
yeah.
It's set up like Davina McCall's in it.
Is it?
They're
Yeah.
doing like a proper Big Brother house,
Yeah, yeah.
and what they don't realise
Outside
is
the house.
outside there's a zombie outbreak,
That
right?
sounds good, yeah.
Honestly, guys, like I think it's 5 or 6 episodes.
That's
It's on Netflix. It literally come on Netflix recently,
I
right?
about watching it.
Really have a look at it because I watched it when it was on Channel 4. I like Jamie Winston's in it, Ray Winston's
Oh,
daughter.
I see, yeah.
Right there. Who's the boy from and the night before? Or what's the
Oh,
he's in Star Wars and that.
Yeah, of course he is, yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is he black?
The well, I'm just saying Muslim guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's in loads. He's in fucking what's the film with Plan B made?
Bill Manners.
Il Manners.
Yeah.
He's in Il Manners. Right? Anyway, whatever his fucking name is,
Right.
he's in it. There's loads of people in it. And it is really worth watching. Gory as fuck.
When they see
proper
us.
zombie.
When they see us.
I know, I've got to watch it. But it was like this. I had When They See Us and Chernobyl, and I went, I'm going to do Chernobyl. So I did Chernobyl. When it gets fucking time, I'm up my neck in it all the time. Then I'm going to watch When They See Us.
I've got
'cause I
a
know
list on my phone which I've been meaning to watch since
Yeah.
2013. I just never. There's always a new show.
Of course,
to watch,
yeah.
and I never
Can we
can.
leave anyone?
I haven't got. Don't.
Jen's supposed to be great.
Let me just watch. Let me just watch When They See Us.
Yeah.
Right, and then we'll fucking. I'll get Chernobyl out the way. Oh, I want this
You
weekend,
get
right? I got
Game
a
of
fucking.
Thrones or not?
Oh, incredible.
Yeah.
What was that?
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones, oh, yeah,
Game of Thrones.
yeah.
But
We
what
went-
did you think of it?
Shit.
We weren't
Yeah,
impressed with
there's
the
a lot
finals.
of- Yeah.
Fuming like it was really.
Yeah.
It was rushed.
It was
Very
really
rushed.
Massively rushed.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
just when they needed to take their time,
they rushed
they
it.
fucking way over rushed it when there was no need.
No.
But I think these kids have been these fucking the two showrunners,
Yeah.
been signed up to do a Star Wars series,
Have they?
and they've gone,
Right.
fuck this,
Yeah.
we fucking off, like, you know, pity.
Especially to go from like 10 to, was it 8 and then to 6. Like,
Exactly.
keep it-
When he generally needed 12.
Yeah,
like,
you
you
needed
know.
12. You needed
Yeah.
12. It was, they say, it felt rushed. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed, if you took every individual episode as an individual episode, I enjoyed them enough. But when you put it together, it was like, whoa, is that it?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Is that the ending? Is that what's supposed to happen? Like,
Everything that made it so good, no, like the slow build up of everything.
yeah.
But we just watch an episode with fucking people talking in fucking castles for fucking 3 years. And then at the end, then it just felt like every other
all the
Hollywood film.
character development they did for like
really,
and then it's just,
yeah.
it's just
you just saw the thrown
nothing
away.
there,
Yeah,
just stop.
and nothing
They
made
built
sense.
those fucking night walkers up for fucking 10 years.
Oh, I know, yeah.
And the
it was
fucking,
done in one night.
yeah.
No big battle. Like
No,
nothing,
it wasn't
like,
really like,
crap,
was it? You know what I
like.
mean? And yeah, it was disappointing. But I'd like to remember the good times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck all that. Right, you got nothing else?
No, amazing.
Only want to mention quickly because I'll forget otherwise. Fuck golf with Griff.
Yes.
Right.
6th of July, eh?
7th of July.
Right.
Me and Paddy have been asked to play fuck golf for charity with Griff from call centre, whose actual name is Richard Griffiths,
Yeah.
not Griff from call centre as we kept calling him.
Yeah.
And he's doing a sponsored 100 holes or something. I fuck
Yeah.
golf. He's trying to get people in tonight. But anyway, we're doing it with Lee Trundle.
We love that.
Oh, you're in
Right.
it.
So me, Paddy, Lee Trundle, and Griff. And his
Thomas is
daughter.
going to have the shock of his life.
Yeah, Paddy spraying balls around like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Jan Molby and off the tee, and I'm part of a fucking article.
Go on.
Nigel Davis is restarting a Touch Far
Oh,
Best
of course, yeah.
online, and he asked me to be part of the first.
Yeah, amazing, yeah.
like a fan viewpoint or some shit like that, and he sent me loads of things and and I wrote an article. So now I'm
Oh,
a journalist.
amazing. Yeah,
I can add that to my job, right?
Yeah.
So now I have a journal and a podcaster and tax driver
Yeah.
and professional drunk.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
St. Joseph's presentation tomorrow.
Is he, yeah?
New award, Shagger of the Year.
Really?
Yeah, something like
Have we got the running for that?
I can't really say.
Not
The
the-
video will come up online.
Is he, yeah?
And
Not the under 12s, is it?
It's fucking up, man. Now with Paddy's already going to get arrested.
Yeah,
Operation U3, fucking Paddy.
I'm sampled right up my hell.
Cigar and glasses.
Yeah. So new award this year, Shagger of the Year to go with Caner of the Year. And
Well, there'll be a few in for Kane of the year.
yeah, Caner.
I was at a Saints presentation when you were doing it before, I think.
Was it? Yeah.
When you had the picture of Pricey printed out.
Yes, I got it. Yeah.
I was there for that one.
Yeah.
I don't even play
So,
for the Saints. Like,
Who did you go down with it?
I was sitting on the table with Jackson, Brereton, Josh Edwards, Eddie, Pricey. Where else was it?
That was in the Grand, was it?
In the
Grand,
Grand,
opposite the train station.
Yeah. We've gone different venue this year.
Maggie Dix.
Maggie
Gone
Dix.
back in time.
Well, Grand was like, don't get me wrong, brilliant venue. We had about 100 people there, right?
Yeah.
Last year, and what we found was last year we had about 90, right? But that one table was empty, because it was like 10 tables of 10. Well, then we had that one table empty, and we thinking, fuck me. We had filled it, there's fucking 90 people fucking in the presentation. But also, the Grand charges you
Just
£300-400 quid,
the
it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And then it's fight on a pint then.
Yeah.
And then we were just thinking, do you know what? Maggie's, we're going to fucking jump to the ceilings, we're going to do a fuck. It's going to be ending goals tomorrow, like, you know what I mean? So, that should be a good laugh. Like, and it's £2 a fucking pint of breaker. It's going to be old school as fuck. They probably still do karaoke downstairs, don't it? It's going to be great night.
Fantastic. We are out there. Thank you, Rowan. It was lovely
Top
to
man.
meet you, mate.
Cheers,
Thank you very much. We wish you all the best, and obviously we'll be following your career from now on. And hopefully, when you'll come back one time with the UFC belt. We've had some belts on me since we started, but we haven't had a UFC belt yet. Maybe one day we'll be Brett to it, like, you know. Just big shout out to Boss Brewery and JMW Eating for the sponsorship. We are out. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Rowan. Peace.
Thank you.
Ambition is critical.